Live from William Campbell High School, it's time for Colonels football. The Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country. I'm Kyle Hoehne. With me again, as usual, my esteemed colleague, the Big O, Agent Zero, Oscar Briggs. And Oscar Briggs, we're going to fight through all the difficulties and all the static to bring you what we think is going to be a pretty good football game.
Yeah, both teams coming in at 4-3, and we talked about it last week, but certainly nothing's diminished over the past week. Huge state playoff implications with the ball game tonight, Kyle.
It really is. Both of these teams are Group 1A in the East region. If you didn't know that already, there's two regions in the state, West and East, Altavista and William Campbell, the lowest classification in VHSL play. And right now, as it stands, William Campbell is the 5th seed in Region 1A East. Altavista, the 8th seed. Oscar Briggs has crunched some numbers and checked out some possibilities, but just to sum it up, it has some serious playoff implications, and both these teams would love to get a win here tonight. And a win in this game tonight probably solidifies your spot in the playoffs.
Well,
Oscar.
Certainly from a William Campbell perspective, as they're 5th right now, I think they're solidly in with 2 games remaining after tonight. The Colonels have 2 games as well against Gretna and Dan River, but certainly we think that from our calculations that Altavista has to win 1 game, and they're probably in. But you really want to win 2 of those last 3 at any rate.
Yeah, you'd love to get 2 out of 3. You'd love to get 3 out of 3,
right,
obviously. But realistically, you'd probably be okay with 2 out of 3. And in case we haven't mentioned it or you haven't heard, only 12 teams getting in the East region this year in 1A. That's a change. It has been 16. And, you say, well, if you're not one of those 12 teams, maybe you don't have a chance anyway. But as William Campbell has proved in years past, the seeding doesn't really matter. As long as you get in, you can beat some people. This is the Subway pregame show. 3 fantastic Altavista area locations. Of course, one on Main Street, then also in the Walmart on Clarion Road, and then a little further up the road on Route 29 inside Foster Fuels. Subway, you always eat fresh. We'll talk more about them as the Subway pregame show goes on. Oscar and I will have plenty of little side lights and highlights and low lights to discuss, I'm sure. And, oh, yeah, there'll be a lot of football as well. Let's hear from the head coach of the Altavista Colonels, Mr. Mike Sharness, right after this quick timeout on the Subway pregame show. Colonels and Generals set to lock horns in about 20 minutes on 105.5 KD Country.
GMC, come on in, bring the family, see your friends at Highview Motors, GMC, from small to tall, we've got it all, Highview Motors, GMC.
Stay cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, on the ready to keep you comfortable year-round. Locally owned and operated, just a call away, with over 20 years experience. Licensed and bonded. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, specializing in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical, any season, anytime. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Give them a call today. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, Gretna.
This broadcast is brought to you by the members of the KD Country Sports Club.
Chef's Drive-In, where the shake machine is shaking and dozens of flavors to choose from.
One Stop Mart, where the gas is cheap, the beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
El Cerrito Altavista. Throw on a sombrero, shake your maracas, it's El Cerrito time.
Altavista Medical and Oncology Massage Therapy. Broad Street can help relieve your pain.
Vista Foods Altavista, your hometown grocery with the freshest produce and best meats.
McDonald's in Altavista, committed to the community and bringing the world's favorite food.
Steve Farmer Auto Sales, Main Street Altavista, best deals on wheels.
Colonels football is brought to you by the Sports Club on KD Country.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Subway pregame show returns from Naroona William Campbell High School, the site. The Altavista Colonels in town to take on the Generals, talking again with the head coach of the Colonels, Mike Sharness. And Coach Sharness, before we talk about the Generals, let's review a little bit. You lost to Appomattox 28-0 You're down 7-0 at half, and you guys played pretty well at times in that first half, and then they explode in the second half. What'd you like? What'd you not like? And did you like the way you guys played in the first half?
Yeah, we liked the way we played in the first half, but I don't think any one of us, coaching-wise, felt good offensively. They were just a whole lot better than us defensively, and we had a hard time running the football, which going into the game, that was going to be a tough thing to do. We felt that we were going to be able to throw the ball, and their athletes, their defensive backs and outside backers did a real good job pass defense, and it was just a tough night for us offensively. I thought our defense played well. You can only be out on the field so much until you break down eventually, and that's pretty much what happened. I felt defensively. I love the effort we gave defensively and the way we played, and it just we just couldn't get anything going offensively to get us any momentum.
Well, one guy that stood out on defense was Mateo Malback. He had the interception. He had a fumble recovery. He made a bunch of tackles. Sometimes it's a bad thing, your safety making all those tackles, but he did what he could. Who else stood out to you individually besides Mateo?
I think defensively, Dante Poindexter at linebacker did a great job. Now, we singled kids out. It doesn't mean that other guys didn't play great, but our D-line did good, keeping their big line, intact. And Dante played good at linebacker. It was his first game as a starter and playing the whole game at linebacker. And I thought Mateo had a great game. That was very obvious to everyone. But our secondary, Nelson, Dews, and Walker Allen played well on the pass defense and tackling and all that. They played very, very well.
Well, let's transition now and talk about the William Campbell Generals. 4-3 record, just like you guys, gunning for one of those playoff spots in 1A Region East. And the first thing we always talk about when you're talking about the Generals of late is that single wing offense. It's old school, probably about 100 years old or more now. How have you been in practice this week against the single wing, and do you feel good about defending it? Two great backs in the backfield back there as well.
Yeah, number 1 or number 9 actually is their number 1 threat, Staten kid. He's a very good football player, both offensively and defensively. And the single wing is a different offense. Your kids aren't used to seeing it, so you try to show as much film as you can during the week, and you try to obviously rep it in practice and try to simulate the best you can. And we've done everything. The kids have done everything we've asked, and it's just a matter. You still have to execute. We have to stay low on defense. We can't get knocked off the ball. We got to stay low, and we got to read our keys. We have certain keys that put us in certain positions, and that means we have to be disciplined throughout the game. That hurt us a little bit at Appomattox, as well as we played defensively. We still got a little bit undisciplined at certain areas and didn't perform the way we're capable of. So those are the key things there to stopping that offense.
Well, we always talk about their offense with the single wing. Let's talk about their defense and their special teams a little bit. How are they in those areas? And they're a lot like you guys, small school. They got a lot of guys going both ways and some guys that never come off the field at all.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. We are a little mirror image of each other. With they're a little smaller school than we are, but obviously we're in the same region. And defensively they do the same thing we do. They play folks both ways. And it's on paper it's a great matchup with the playoff picture in the background, and both teams really needing a victory to get a strong foothold in the playoffs. So it's a big one. It's a good football matchup, and hopefully we can come up on top.
Yeah, I was going to mention the playoffs if you didn't, especially with as we've talked about before on this pregame show, just 12 teams now. It gets pretty tight, especially down here at the end. Let me ask you one final question. You've always been, not always, you've been in the spread here lately. It was I formation before that for you. In your coaching career, did you ever think about one of these quote-unquote gadget offenses or one of these throwback offenses, or have you always liked to do it more like they do it on TV?
Yeah, I've never really looked too much at over the years now, I've run a little bit of single wing, but that was for a short period of time. But, what we do out of the spread is pretty much the same. It's the same thing we do over the years that I've done out of the I. We just do it out of the spread formation and out of different formations and run the same blocking scheme, to be honest with you. It's just you have people spread out a little bit more and able to threaten, the corner, the perimeter a little bit more with that type of offense.
Well, Colonels are going to hope their offense kicks it in gear tonight. Kickoff against the Generals about 20 minutes away. It's all live on 105.5 KD Country.
Prompt, confidential, professional. A-Town Bail Bonds. 434-401-0253. Local, reliable, available 24/7. A-Town Bail Bonds. 434-401-0253. When a friend or family member is arrested and jailed, call a professional. Call Chip Rourke and A-Town Bail Bonds. 434-401-0253. Get answers. Get help. A-Town Bail Bonds. 434-401-0253.
Apple Auto Glass is your windshield repair and replacement center in Lynchburg. You get a free car wash with all windshields replaced in the shop. Apple Auto Glass wants the fans to enjoy the boys of fall this high school football season.
When I feel that chill, smell that fresh cut grass, I'm back in my helmet, cleats, and shoulder pad. Kings of the school, man, where the boys of fall.
Apple Auto Glass salutes the boys of fall.
Bank with the local team. Bank of the James on Main Street in Altavista. Stop by our office today to talk with Bobby Walker and his team of local bankers to learn about local banking with Bank of the James. We offer a full line of personal and business banking products and services, including online banking and bill pay, personal and commercial loans and lines of credit, and mortgage loans. Bank with the local team. Bank of the James. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Installing atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29 Altavista.
Here's more award-winning high school sports with Kyle and Oscar on 105.5 KD Country.
The Subway pregame show returns from William Campbell High School. The Altavista Colonels in town taking on the Generals. I'm Kyle Hoehne. He is Oscar Briggs, and we're so glad that you have joined us from border to border, coast to coast, even all the ships at sea. Oscar, they can listen online at kdcountry.com or perhaps with the TuneIn app, and you can thank our good friend Allstate agent Chad Rakos in Windhurst for the streaming online audio. Okay, Mr. Briggs, let's before we talk so much about tonight, let's review what happened last week. First for the Colonels, you heard me talk about it with Coach Sharness there in the pregame interview. Colonels trail 7-0 at halftime. It was a pretty decent half of football for Altavista considering the monster that they were up against in the Appomattox Raiders, and then Raiders came out in the second half and flexed the muscle some.
Well, certainly that Appomattox team has a potent offense, and really from the defensive side of the ball, they've shut everybody down. And you know, the Colonels only ended up with 3 first downs total. I think 2 of those were in the first half. So you go into the halftime trailing 7-0 against a team that at the time was ranked number 1 in their division statewide, and you got to be very, very pleased with that.
Yeah, I would think so, and I think Coach Sharness and his staff was. The second half, things sort of fell apart, and again, maybe some of that is due to the Appomattox Raiders flexing their muscles a little bit, and best of luck to the Raiders as their season continues on. We're certainly going to keep an eye on them. The Generals were in action last week as well against Dan River, and they lost 51-30. We'll see Dan River in 2 weeks from tonight down in Ringgold. We know the Wildcats always have a good ball club. What do you make of that score between the Wildcats and the Generals last week, Oscar?
Well, not a lot of defense,
right?
For sure.
Sure.
And both of those teams are loaded with athletes, and certainly we'll see William Campbell tonight when you talk about their offense, and it all starts with Khalil Boyd and Tyrell Staten.
2 dynamic players in the backfield, Boyd and Staten. Tyrell Staten is the one that has racked up the bulk of the yards. He's getting close to 1,600 yards on the season. Of course, we are in the waning moments of the season, but that's really getting it done on the ground. And, just in case you forgot, Tyrell Staten can pass out of that single-wing offense. He can punt out of that single-wing offense. He really never comes off the field. He's probably their best defensive player as well. So you're going to hear Tyrell Staten's name a lot. You will hear, Khalil Boyd's name a lot. And now is as good a time as any on the Subway pregame show, Oscar. Let's remind everybody and refresh everybody about this strange and unusual single-wing offense that the William Campbell Generals run. This is an offense that was invented about 100 years ago by a guy you may remember named Pop Warner. Well, you might not remember him, but you've heard the name probably. And first and foremost, it features that unbalanced line. You normally only have two guys to the left of the center, everybody else overloaded to the right. Split backs in the backfield, and they can snap it to either back. And again, that's probably going to be Boyd and Staten for the most part.
Right, and it's really hard to pick up who has the ball.
Sure.
Even on the unbalanced line, the off-guard tackle a lot of times will pull and really overload that side. There's a lot of ball deception. It's really hard from field level and the defensive side of the ball to pick up exactly who's carrying the ball.
Yeah, the deception, I think, is like you said, a big part of it. They've got that up back as well. Sometimes they'll snap it to the back on the right. He'll catch the snap, he'll run up into the line and hand it off to the up back. And then the up back will proceed to toss it out on a sweep play to the other back who's been curling around the offensive line the entire play. It's a strange play. It's called the buck sweep, and we'll probably see it tonight, and we'll probably see some variations. And then that doesn't even, Oscar, we haven't even really hit the tip of the iceberg, because then you start seeing the reverses and the double passes and the triple handoffs and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's old school football, fun to watch, not very fun to defend against if you're the Altavista Colonels, though.
No, and let's face it, William Campbell, just like Altavista, has had trouble hanging onto the ball this year. That's been their demise in the losses, just like the Colonels. Their failure to maintain control of the ball and not turn it over played a huge role in both of these teams having a 4-3 record. I think it plays a big part in tonight's game. Whoever holds onto the ball and doesn't turn it over stands a bigger chance. And lest we forget, special teams may play a big part in tonight's game as well, Kyle.
Special teams may be a big factor, and I think a lot of people feel like maybe the Colonels have the edge in that category. And not just because of their phenomenal kicker and punter, Walker Allen, but maybe because of the rest of the units, too. We'll step aside for another quick time out here in the Subway pregame show. We'll bring it back. We'll talk about our starting lineup when we come back. Oh, yeah, we've got a few shout-outs to follow as well. Some of those will be going on all night, maybe even a halftime guest, too. But, hey, we haven't even reached kickoff yet. We're about 8 minutes away here from the start of things in Naruna. It's William Campbell. It's Altavista. Set to swap some paint here in a good old-fashioned rivalry game. You'll hear it all live on 105.5 KD Country.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving family since 1905.
Life is full of opportunities to show someone we love them. One such opportunity is the funeral or memorial service. Finch and Finch helps you celebrate the relationships they shared and honors the memory of your loved one.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving family since 1905.
Hello, this is Jerry Miley from 1433 Altavista Moose Center. Asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about, to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
Start your business on the winning drive with an Altavista revolving loan. It's an opportunity to score big for your company's future growth. Funds available up to $10,000. Loan rate 1% below prime. Huddle up with Altavista Economic Development Director Dennis Jarvis II at Altavista Town Hall. Make your move today. The Altavista Revolving Loan Fund encourages economic development and enhances community vitality.
Hey guys, this is Terrell Salmon at Best Bet Motor Sales. Stop wasting time running all over town to these car lots that advertise easy finance and easy credit. Come on by and see us here at Best Bet Motor Sales. We have guaranteed credit approval, low down payments, warranty on all vehicles, and vehicles more than affordable starting at only $59.95. You can check out our inventory at bestbetmotorsales.com. You can check out our weekly specials on Facebook. Or better yet, come on by and see us. Best Bet Motor Sales on 29 South.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
A very good rendition of the national anthem by the William Campbell Marching Band. They've got a spirit line set in the left end zone. Let's see, that should be the south end zone, right, Oscar? Oscar and I were looking at a compass earlier, trying to figure out our directions. Naruna, of course, almost exactly due east from Altavista. Not a long trip as the crow flies, but got to take a few winding roads there and head through Gladys. We love taking that trip, though, Oscar. This is like a home away from home for us, really.
Well, and you talk about it being a home away from home. Since 2011, which, by the way, was the last time that William Campbell beat the Colonels, they played 7 times. Part of that due to scheduling issues, and that the Colonels and William Campbell played each other twice, a home and away, both during the season, but they also met in the playoffs. So these teams are very familiar with each other.
Yeah, I remember that 3-game season, the 3 matchups in that one year. I think that might have been the first year you and I got together for football, and it was definitely unusual to play the same team 3 times in a year, no doubt about it. And you're right, the Colonels, as of late, have dominated this rivalry a little bit, but make no mistake about it, still a very strong rivalry. These William Campbell fans, you know, we always say Naruna, but of course a good portion of the William Campbell fans from places like Brookneal and Gladys. So it's not just Naruna, it's William Campbell country for sure, and even into the North Halifax area there's some.
Well, and it's another one of those, you know, of course the Campbell County schools all butt up against each other district-wise, but this one right there in the Thurman Store area on 699, these school districts, you know, butt right up against each other. These kids know each other very well.
Oh, yeah, plenty of familiarity, whether it's on the football field, the basketball court, and then, like you said, just the proximity and the closeness of all these communities. Always a lot of fun when these two teams get together, and we would not be able to bring you this game if it wasn't for the generous support of folks like Best Bet Motors, a respected name you can trust with quality vehicles. Route 29 just south of the airport. The Village Barber Shop, a family-style barber shop with current and classic cutting techniques for gentlemen and boys. That's about an A- for me.
That's
A-Town Bail Bonds. Oscar, you save your comments to the end. We're having fun already. I love it. A-Town Bail Bonds. Be good, but if you can't be good, call Chip. 401-0253. PCM Industrial Services, serving the Mid-Atlantic region with quality maintenance and construction services. Feller Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. And, of course, you can always go back and listen to Colonel games on demand at the KD Country YouTube site, courtesy of Feller Chevrolet. We also like to thank English Construction, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. The Altavista Office of Economic Development, helping Altavista grow. Go see Dennis Jarvis or give him a call about the tagline contest. First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. English is your complete home center, now featuring Carhartt clothing for men. Zaxby's, daringly flavorful, absolutely craveable, Wards Ferry Road in Lynchburg. The Altavista Moose Family Center, bringing communities closer together and celebrating life. El Cazador, be sure to try their new menu, Main Street in Altavista. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and comfortable in between. Bank of the James, we're making a difference in banking and in our community. Select Air Mechanical and Electrical, they're your authorized trained dealer. They're online at selectairmechanical.com. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, a family serving family since 1905. Apple Auto Glass, mobile service with pickup and delivery, celebrating the boys of fall. Highview Motors, from small to tall, Highview has it all. We already mentioned Chad Rakos, your Allstate agent in Windhurst, brings you the streaming audio. Let's also mention to stay tuned during the Subway postgame show for the Radio Shack Player of the Game. They're your local headquarters for Boost, Intelos, White's Music Shop, and more. Crystal Bay Pools as well. Hey, I know it's might be past pool season, but summer and spring will be here before you know it, all you pool lovers. So Crystal Bay Pools and Radio Shack in Altavista have you covered. Oscar?
Hey, Crystal Bay can take care of your hot tub spa needs as well, too. So
now you're talking. It is hot tub weather, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Hot tub weather is pretty much year-round. That's the great thing about having a hot tub. I love it when the leaves change color and turn those beautiful shades of brown and red and orange and yellow, because that means playoff football cannot be far behind when the leaves start changing color. Here come The William Campbell Generals running through their spirit line, and the Altavista Colonels do the same thing on the other side. That means we're just about set to go. Subway pregame show will conclude here from William Campbell High School. Oscar, we got some other pretty good games we're keeping an eye on. Heritage is at Amherst. JF is at EC Glass. Brookville is at Liberty. Nelson County at Appomattox. And then another rivalry game in Pittsylvania County, Dan River at Gretna. As I said, we'll keep an eye on those. Our special halftime guest may have a word or two to say about some of those games as well. A lot of things going on here before the game and during halftime, Oscar.
Yeah, before the game, certainly we'd be remiss if we didn't congratulate the William Campbell High School baseball team from 2015 back in the summer who won the state championship. They were awarded they had their ring ceremony tonight, and congratulations to those guys as they move forward. Great accomplishment there.
I actually had the privilege of doing some broadcasting work during that William Campbell State Championship game for the VHSL. You know, they stream everything online, and boy, it was fun to watch the Generals in that game. In the regular season, they only won 6 games in the regular season. They won 7 in the playoffs, and that kind of gets back to what we were talking about with the football playoffs. All you got to do is get in.
Well,
if you get in, you got a chance to win it all.
Back in 2012, this William Campbell team started off on a 0-7 run, and they were doom and gloom. Looked like they were out of it. They ripped off 3 in a row, got in, actually won their first playoff game. So, like you said earlier, you're never out of it here. Even though that was a 16-team field,
sure.
This is a 12-team field, and the VHSL did that, and kudos to them because those 16-1 matchups were just hideous.
And there were some long drives in
That's
there,
right.
too. It's tough if you've got 1 win or sometimes even 0 wins to go travel to a team that's undefeated and line it up for a state championship. Colonel's kickoff coverage team is lined up. Walker Allen going to run up and boot it away to start this football game. It's a line drive kick. It'll land on the 15 and scoot by the return man in the end zone. That was Mike Walker. It just took a funny hop on Walker. He couldn't get to it. He never touched it. Went in the end zone. It's a touchback. Not your typical Walker Allen booming touchback, but no pictures on the scorecard. It still looks like a touchback, and the Generals will start on their own 20-yard line.
Boy, that's the exact cliche I was going to use. No pictures on the scorecard.
The words right out of your mouth. That's an affirmative right there, Oscar.
Affirmative.
Generals in the home dark blue jerseys, dark blue helmet. They don't have the WC logo on the helmet like they used to. It's just a plain blue helmet. Colonels in the road white jerseys, road white pants, orange and black trim. Here's the single wing offense. Split backs in the backfield. I believe this is Staten on the first carry. He's off right tackle, charging ahead along the right hash marks for a solid little pickup on first down.
Actually,
opening
Staten
play of the game goes for a good chunk of yardage. He did not get a first down, but he is 5 yards closer to the first down. 11:40 left to play in the Select Air first quarter. Still no score.
Nice surge by the right side of that offensive line, pushing the Colonels back.
Split backs in the backfield. Unbalanced single wing line to the right. Colonels in their 3-3 stack right now, but they're going to adjust that some as the game goes on. This time it's to Boyd. He goes straight into the middle of the line, charging for the first down marker at the 30. He may have fallen across it as he was going down. Referee does signal, yep, first down yardage gain there for the William Campbell Generals. They move the chains for the first time this evening.
Well, you're going to see a steady dose of Terrell Staten tonight. There's no telling how many carries he's going to get.
Yeah, that's a great question. I misspoke in the first quarter there, Oscar. Staten, or excuse me, the pregame show. Staten is closing in on 1,400 yards. He did have 1,600 last year, so he's really racking up the yards. Offense is set in the crouch. Here comes a reverse play. The running back bounced into his own lineman, but he's still on his feet. Colonels are going to chase him down in the backfield. It looked like Andres Diaz-Escura there. It looked like Stephen Farmer there. And it also looks like Walker Allen there, all converging on Daniel Dawson for the stop and a loss of yardage.
Dawson had a head of steam. Looked like he was going to be able to get outside, but, I mean, he ran slam into his own blocker. Really stopped him cold before he could get started and get to that edge. The Colonels were in hot pursuit.
Dawson is the wing back on the right, and it was an inside reverse play. He was going to loop around to the left side of the line. He ran into a pulling lineman. Offense is set. Defense is set here on second down. Here's the buck sweep double pass. They hand it to Staten. Staten is free around the numbers and then cut down with a nice solo tackle by Mateo Malbeck. Malbeck got him around the waist and dragged him to the turf very efficiently, Oscar.
Great open field tackle. If it weren't for Malbeck, that would have been a first down. That's going to bring up third and about, call it 6. Calling Demetrius, I did it already. Calling Mateo Malbach's number. If you listened to us last week, he had 20 tackles. That's right, 20 tackles.
And he threw an interception, and a fumble recovery in for good measure. Staten, and it looks like Josh Rosser in the backfield this time. They snap it to Staten. He's going off right tackle. Dives ahead for the 41-yard line. That was the line to gain, and I think he got there, Oscar. If he didn't get there, he might only be about a foot shy. If he's short, it'll bring up 4th down.
Left foot spot. He's going to come up about half a yard short. It's going to be 4th down, and we've got to call for a measurement to see exactly how far it is.
I'll tell you, just as an aside here, we haven't seen too many measurements this year. Normally they just kind of eyeball it and they say, yeah, it looks good. Yeah. That's a first down. Or, no, they hold up the fingers. He's about this short. Measurement time here, though. The chain gang will run all the way across from the far side of the field.
Yeah, they're going to be about 2 feet short, maybe 18 inches.
Yeah, I'd buy that. It was an interesting spot, though, because I thought Staten kind of stuck the ball out as he was going to the turf. They needed to get to the 41-yard line. He's, like you said, about a full 18 inches short. And I don't know. This is questionable here, Oscar. I mean, you need less than a yard. You're in your own territory, though. William Campbell's going to snap this ball from their own 40. It's still early. It's a 0-0 ball game, of course, if you joined us late. This is William Campbell's first drive. To me, it looks like they're lining up to go for it, but they can punt out of this single wing formation,
they
too.
They can punt and watch for the hard count as well. That's a ploy that we see a lot of teams use.
Excellent observation by you. Colonel's lined up and ready to go. William Campbell not set yet on offense. They're looking over the defense a little bit. Center is number 51, Charles Stump. They snap it. It's a first down yardage gain there on sort of a fullback dive type of play. It was almost just the old school wedge play right up the gut, and they got enough yards for the first down.
Colonel stayed in the normal formation, didn't pack the line, and that allowed the offensive line for William Campbell to get that initial push and get the ball about 3 yards downfield.
My good buddy Brandon Connor says this Mateo Malbach dude is everywhere, and he certainly is. I know Brandon listened last week when Mateo had that big game. He seems to be primed for the same type of game tonight. 8:50 left to play. This is number 5, Andre Reed on the carry. He went to the left side of the line and picked up 4 or 5 yards. Again, not a whole lot of negative plays so far for William Campbell, Oscar. It's slow and steady wins the race type of offense.
They are pushing ball control and really kind of pushing this Colonel's defensive line around a little bit early here in the first quarter with no score.
They appear to be getting a good surge up front. We'll call it 2nd and 5. Generals are just barely still in their own field territory. 48-yard line, 8:17 left to play in this first quarter. Still no score. Split backs, unbalanced line to the right. Generals got off too quick. That's going to be an illegal procedure penalty. Interestingly enough, Oscar, Generals looked like they were going to throw. Staten pulled that ball up high in a passing type of body action.
Daniel Dawson
back up William Campbell 5.
Yeah, excuse me. Daniel Dawson was downfield. That's exactly what they were going to do, Kyle, and that was a nice call by you. You called illegal procedure before the flag even hit the turf.
Well, Dawson flew out of there. He knew it was a passing play. He wanted to get out there in that route quick.
He wanted his hands on the ball, and he's a big kid.
Absolutely. Call it 2nd and 10 now. Just under 8 minutes left to play in this Select Air first quarter. 0-0 score between Altavista and William Campbell. Colonel show blitz. Staten thinks somebody from Altavista came over the line. No flags from the referees. William Campbell taking their time. Might have changed the play. They'll snap it to Boyd. Boyd off right tackle. Stiff arms a man. He's free. He's across the 40 to 30. Walker Allen catches him at the 20-yard line to save a touchdown. How about Khalil Boyd with the stiff arm? He looked like a boxer just dropping a man to the turf there, and then he was gone for big yardage.
Yeah, he hit that hole. It was just a slight crease. He hit that hole hard. And, boy, Walker Allen did a nice job of running him down, had the angle on him. Were it not for that, it would have been 6 for William Campbell.
That is a 37-yard rushing play for Khalil Boyd and the William Campbell Generals. Boyd is also a senior. Generals have a nice mix of youth and experience. Fake the reverse. Staten will keep it this time. He's free. He had to avoid the referee. He's heading to the end zone around the 5. Touchdown. Terrell Staten is in the end zone early to start things off for the Generals, and their crowd really comes to life. You can probably hear it on your radio at home. 6-0 William Campbell on the 20-yard rushing touchdown from senior Tyrell Staten, his 19th of the season, Oscar.
Boy, they chewed up almost 5 minutes of the clock on that drive, capped off by that 20-yard run by Staten.
Impressive stuff there from William Campbell. See if the response from Altavista's offense is equally as impressive. Snap back on the extra point, hold down, kick is good by number 14, Daniel Jackson. Timeout with the William Campbell Generals 7, the Altavista Colonels 0. 7:16 left to play in the first quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
This is 100% convenient mobile banking with local First National Bank.
With our FirstNet mobile app, you can securely check balances, make deposits, pay bills, transfer money, and much more.
It's easy to use, and we even have a video demo on our website at firstnetbk.com.
And it's free, so search FirstNet mobile app and download it for free today.
Remember, banking from anywhere, anytime will help you bring home more bacon.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
The William Campbell Generals come out swinging. A touchdown on the first drive from Tyrell Staten, a 20-yard scoring run. The middle of that defense really opened up. I think the Colonels sold out on the blitz, trying to get to the edges and the off-tackle spots, Oscar. That left some room up the gut.
Boy, Staten, we've seen him for years now, as good as advertised.
He is, and he is a hard running back, too. You can say the same thing about Khalil Boyd. General set to kick off. They'll place it on the far hash mark to kick. You don't have to put it in the middle of the field. Big time shout out to my very near and dear friend Greg Doss, who's listening. This is a short kick. We'll have to get back to you in a second, Greg. Fielded by Traquan Farmer at the 30. Farmer shakes and bakes one man. He's still on his feet, tossed down to his back around the 40. Interesting kick. It was almost like the kicker mishit it and just clipped it. I don't think it was a designed onside. Do you?
No, I don't think it was designed onside, but I think that it's well documented that the special teams are not as strong for William Campbell, and I think that's a design, that's a counterattack. That's the way they handle the talent that they've got at the kicking position is that little squib kick.
Yeah, it was interesting. We'll have to see what they do. They're going to have to kick off at least one more time. Altavista's going to get the football to start the second half.
I'd be willing to bet it's more than once.
Well, with the way that offense looked like it was clicking, you might be right. Mateo Malback is in at quarterback. They'll put a man in motion. They fake it to Jones. They hand it off to Jonathan Montague. Montague bumped at the line of scrimmage, and then he charges ahead for a few extra yards. We've still got more shout-outs to come, and I feel like I didn't do justice to Greg Dawson, possibly some of those other guys as well. Altavista looking over to the sideline. This will be their second play from scrimmage. It'll come with about 6:40 left in the Select Air first quarter. They trail 7-0. Colonels far hash mark. They'll snap this ball on their own 44-yard line. This time they do run the jet sweep. This is Jamilian Jones. He gets across the 45. Spin move at the 47. Thrown forward to the 48-yard line. Good gang tackling and pursuit. Christian Copeland was the first man on the scene for the William Campbell Generals. This is going to set up 3rd and short for the Altavista Colonels.
Yeah, it's going to be about 3rd and call it a short, call it a long 3. Dante Poindexter will be in at that blocking back position. A little bit of confusion as to what's going on and what the play call is.
Yeah, you can see Chancellor Mormon over there signaling to the sideline, trying to make sure he's got it straight. Poindexter is in at the block.
From the Colonels, that was a mishandled snap altogether.
5:25 left to play in the Select Air first quarter. William Campbell leads 7-0, slated to get the football back after a punt from the right foot of Walker Allen. Return man looks like Andre Reed. He's set up on about the 24-yard line. Low snap, scooped up by Walker Allen nicely. Spiraling kick will land on the 37-yard line and take a Colonel bounce all the way to the 25, now the 24. Downed by Nelson Dews and Chancellor Mormon. So a nice job by the Colonels to kick it away and give their defense some breathing room here with 4:59 left to play in the first quarter. 7-0 William Campbell.
Excuse me, Kyle. 40-yard punt, no return.
Good crowd on hand here at William Campbell. Generals have brought a lot of their fans. If you've ever been here to the stadium in Naruna, there's a lot of seating for the home fans, and I'd say it's about 80 or 90% full, Oscar.
I think certainly an increase in what we've seen over the last couple of years here.
A lot of seating for the road fans, too, and the Colonels have those stands about filled up as well. So we might have more people here than listening. Reverse play will go to number 8, Daniel Dawson. Dawson turns the corner on the far sideline, slammed to the turf around the 32-yard line. Actually, they're going to mark it around the 33. Good pickup on first down. There's that inside reverse. They snap it to one of those deep backs. Dawson is the wing back, and he loops around to the left, takes the inside handoff, and he's pretty quick. It doesn't take much for him to get into fifth gear.
No, brings up 2nd and 2. Nice 8-yard pickup, and if they keep putting the Colonels in this situation, 2nd and short like this, it's going to be a long night for Altavista.
Rolling clock continues to turn. 4:19 left to play in the first quarter. They snap it to Staten. Staten right in the middle of the line. He's sidestepping guys, still on his feet, dragging men across the 45 to the 47, where he's finally run down by Nelson Dews. Boy, this Tyrell Staten. We've already said it once, but the advertisements and the media hype was true.
You can't arm tackle him either.
No.
You've got to hit him, and you got to hit him hard, and you got to wrap him up. And so far, the Colonels have tried, but he is such a strong kid. They haven't been able to do that yet.
And you'd better continue to drive your legs, because he certainly is continuing to drive his when he feels contact. 7-0. William Campbell on top. They fake the reverse. This is Boyd. Boyd turns the corner on the right. Hit in the thigh pad by Nelson Dews right at the 50-yard line, and that pretty much stops him in his track. Good pursuit from the Colonels. If Nelson didn't hit him, a couple other guys were going to. It's a 3-yard pickup. First down.
Dante Poindexter in pursuit as well, and that was just a classic tackle by Nelson Dews. Right into the thigh pads and continued to drive through him and and got Boyd down. Still 2nd and about 7.
Well, and as you just pointed out, I mean, that's how you're going to have to tackle these backs from William Campbell. The up back is number 5, Andre Reed. They fake it to him, and number 9, Terrell Staten's going rumbling again. He's close to the first down marker. I think he's got enough. Yep, it's just a direct snap to Staten. He will sometimes fake it to that up back. Sometimes he won't. Sometimes it's just a straight fullback dive type of play.
Well, and you see him use a lot of judgment. He'll delay it a half a count before he takes off, watching his read, getting his reads on his block, or either he'll hit the hole, as it presents itself. But doing a nice job reading the blocking and the defensive scheme that the Colonels are employing right now.
William Campbell leads 7-0. There's less than 3 minutes to play in this Select Air first quarter. This is number 2, Joseph Rosser. He's thrown backwards around the 43-yard line. This is a gain of 0 or possibly -1. Stephen Farmer, first man on the scene. Traquan Farmer, close behind. No relation to those two, by the way. We should point out. Sometimes last names, you assume they're brothers. They're not brothers.
And Terrell Staten may have gotten something to think about on that play as he did the handoff and his fake carry up the middle. Well, Dante Poindexter was blitzing up the middle and hitting full speed. And Staten a little bit slow getting off the turf.
They don't call him the human wrecking ball for nothing, folks. Colonel showing blitz. That was Matt Aiken. He couldn't hold up. He stepped across the line of scrimmage. 5 free yards for the William Campbell Generals.
Interesting that was called. It's the second time it's really happened. William Campbell thought it had happened before. And last week in the Appomattox game, that officiating crew, I don't think they called that at all.
Yeah, you're right. We did have a few times last week where we thought they were going to throw a flag because somebody stepped across. They didn't throw a flag. And, of course, I always point out, in the NFL, you can come across, but if you get back in time, you're okay. But in high school, if you come across, it's supposed to just be a flag right away. Big shout out to Bob Alvis. Here comes a up the middle play again. It's Tyrell Staten driving hard, hit by Dante Poindexter and Traquan Farmer. It's enough for a William Campbell first down with 1:51 left to play in the first quarter. 7-0, Generals on top and driving in their second possession of the ball game, Oscar.
That's the clock will wind again. Like you said, 150. Colonels have run 3 plays. That may be all they touched the ball here in the first quarter.
Wow. Well, I don't know if we pointed it out enough, but this single wing offense is certainly built for ball control too. Not a ton of passing, although they can throw it. Here comes Khalil Boyd, lowers the right shoulder at the 29, thrown back to the 31. He'll probably get forward progress around that 29 or 30-yard line, and that should be a gain of 2.
Well, and this would be a prime opportunity and a great time for that Colonels defense to bend but not break. They need a stop, Kyle.
A stop would be huge. A turnover would be even bigger, and we've seen the Colonels defense collect their fair share of turnovers this year. Split backs in the backfield. It's Khalil Boyd on the left, Tyrell Staten on the right, and if you haven't told you, the center can snap it to either man and does. They snap it to Staten. He's going to roll to his left. Almost looked like he wanted to pass. Colonels hit him up high around the head. That didn't bring him down. Then they got him around the waist. Jonathan Montague will hop down and help Staten up, pat him on the butt, give him the old attaboy. You love to see that kind of sportsmanship there.
Interesting play. It looked like he was going to pull up. He had Khalil Boyd in front of him blocking, but he tucked the ball and started to run. There was just nowhere for him to go. He tried to turn it back, but too many Colonels in pursuit.
Ends up probably being a loss of 1. It'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the William Campbell Generals. Staten is coming off to the sideline. Might have an injury that they're going to tape up.
Oh, they're swapping footballs. You know what that means.
Oh, I'm not even going to get into that. I thought we were done with that. Referees, officials are taking some time. I don't know. I think there might have been blood on the football, and that's why they threw it off. Because
I think you're exactly right. Yep. They handed it to the trainer, and I think that's a great call, Kyle.
Trainer's got the old wet wipe and a towel, and of course teams normally you rotate 2 balls in, but normally you keep 3 or 4 that are backup, so to speak. So play is stopped here with 27 seconds left in the first quarter to wipe the blood off the football.
And the officials getting treated as well. Of course, that's protocol now.
Yep.
Anytime there's blood, you have to contain that fluid and neutralize it. So nice job there by William Campbell trainer and the officials as well.
This gives both teams a little bit of a breather. I don't know if it benefits one ball club more than the other. It's a 3rd and long situation. Maybe it gives the Colonels defense an extra chance to catch their breath. Who knows?
I think William Campbell's in 2-down territory anyway at this point.
I would think. Split backs in the backfield again. It's Joseph Rosser on the left, pardon me, and it looks like Khalil Boyd on the right. They're set, they're down. The old buck sweep play. Now they're going to pass it again. Looking deep in the end zone. This is Rosser to throw. Incomplete in the back of the end zone. Good coverage by Nelson Dews, and a late flag comes out. Oh, my. I mean, that ball hit his hands, Oscar. A full 6 seconds went by, and then the flag came out.
I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike.
Oh, I see. It's not a pass interference penalty, you think. The unsportsmanlike conduct. Boy.
Looked to me like Nelson, after the play was over, he was a little bit disgusted he had possibly gotten beat, and he kicked the ball towards the out of bounds way downfield.
Well,
and
Nelson,
that's what the call is.
Yeah, Nelson trying to talk it over and plead his case a little bit. I think Nelly was saying, hey, I was just in stride, and the ball happened to land there. And certainly it's referee's discretion of whether he went out of his way to kick it or not. This is going to be 1st down yardage for William Campbell when they step off this 15 yards. It'll bring up 1st and probably not going to be 1st and goal, I don't think, Oscar, when they spot this thing. I think it'll be, 15-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 from the 15. 4 seconds remain on the first quarter clock. So this should be, barring some kind of a penalty, the last play of the first quarter. It's a 7-0 William Campbell lead, and the first quarter has flown by. Colonels have only run 3 plays on offense. Staten's back in the ball game. They're going to snap it to him. He's off right tackle. Got hit hard and sandwiched by a couple Colonels right at the line of scrimmage. One was number 28, Andres Diaz-Escura. The other was number 2, Jonathan Montague. And that'll do it for the first quarter. William Campbell, 7. Altavista, nothing. Select Air second quarter on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
It's a good show, man.
Man, that was awesome.
Loud crowd. House salad time.
I'll bring it on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're going to have to do the encore tonight, buddy.
No, they want to see your face.
They're chanting your name.
Not it, man. They're saying Brett.
Well, I'm taking this with me.
No. I'll hold it for you.
Seriously, don't touch my salad.
Time for my encore now, son.
The house salad. Grilled chicken atop mixed greens, cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, cheddar and jack cheeses, and fried onions. Served with Texas toast. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Zaxby's, Wards Ferry Road, Lynchburg.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Second quarter about to get underway here from William Campbell High School. The Generals lead 7-0 over the Altavista Colonels. Oscar, before we discuss the first quarter, very big shout out to a very big Colonel fan up at Radford University, Miss Callie Morgan, former Colonel softball player, very good designated hitter for that Colonel softball team last year, Oscar. Saw her mother in the parking lot. She said, yeah, they listen to you up there in the dorm on Friday nights. And I'm thinking, man, I was out partying on Friday nights, when I was in school. But that says a lot about Callie, that she just wants to listen to the Colonel's football games. And she's got a lot of people in the dorm on board. Her roommates are Colonel's fans now, Oscar.
Hey, that's awesome. I'm like you. I wasn't on Friday night at the dorm. I was out.
In our defense, though, we didn't have guys like you and myself to listen to, so that might have changed it.
That's true.
These award-winning broadcasters, right? A little bit of sarcasm there. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 9, pardon me, for the William Campbell Generals. They're on the right hash mark. Unbalanced line right to the short side of the field. They'll snap it to Boyd. Reverse play is going to Dawson. Dawson's racing it out to the near sideline, headed to the end zone. Run out of bounds by a couple Colonels, Matt Aiken and Walker Allen. Walker Allen and Staten get into it, and they end up on the 6th lane of the track over here. Not exactly the thing you want to skin up your elbows and your knees on, but both guys pop up, and not much said afterwards, so I think it was just good, hard football.
It was. It just went on a little bit too long. I think both players got kind of lost where they were.
It's a 9-yard pickup for Daniel Dawson. It's going to bring up 3rd and probably inches. 11:49 left to play in the Select Air second quarter. No, they take another look at it and eyeball it and say it will be a first down. It's now 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Generals looking to add on to this lead. Split backs in the backfield. It's Staten on the right, Boyd on the left. They're set and ready to go. They snap it to Staten. Up the gut, fullback wedge. He's in. Fell into the end zone backwards, took some contact around the 3, and once again just kept driving. 13-0. Generals on top. Extra point pending. This is not going the way Colonel fans had envisioned it, Oscar.
No. That's with 11:46 remaining here in the second quarter, and the Colonels have only run 3 plays. That's never a good sign.
It's incredible. Generals are going on these long, sustained drives, too. They've mixed in one pass, but mainly it's been on the ground. A lot of them at the feet of Tyrell Staten. He's got 2 touchdowns on the night. Extra point is good. Generals 14, Colonels 0. Altavista gets the football back when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
The Village Barbershop, an old-school 1960s-style barbershop, offering classic and current cutting techniques for gentlemen and boys. No appointment necessary. Responsible pricing in a clean family environment. Village Barbershop, open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 6, Saturdays till noon. Stop by and see Danny Barber at Village Barbershop, serving Altavista and surrounding areas from 619 Broad Street. Give them a try.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
14-0 William Campbell on top. 2 rushing touchdowns from Tyrell Staten. 1 from 5 yards out. The first one came from 20 yards out. And Oscar, this may be an old school offense, but it's very much working like a new school, well-oiled machine right now.
Boy, they have been flawless in their execution, and the Colonels have had no answer to stop either Khalil Boyd or Staten.
They mixed in a few of those reverses to Daniel Dawson, too. They attempted the one pass that they did not complete, but ended up getting 15 yards on an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Here comes kickoff from number 14, Daniel Jackson. This ball is tapped by Jonathan Montague with his right hand, and he has to fall to the turf to collect it with both hands. Colonels will start on the 21-yard line in their own field territory, right on the left hash mark of this yellowed Bermuda turf field here, Oscar. It looks very reminiscent of Chatham's Bermuda turf field when we went down there a couple weeks ago.
Well, and that squib kickoff, very effective again. First time Colonels picked it up, it was about the 40-yard line. This time they're starting at their own 21.
And it looks like Mateo Malbach still in there at quarterback for the Altavista Colonels. Of course, Jake Adams has been the starter all year. Not starting right now, but he has been in the ball game some. They snap it to Malbach. He'll pitch it out to the left to Jonathan Montague. Montague uses his stiff arm with the right arm, dives ahead for a 3-yard pickup. It's the old toss sweep play. It took a while to develop, and Johnny never really could turn the corner and get it going upfield.
No, it looked like he was going to be able to get to the corner, but that pursuit from that William Campbell line was just too much.
More shout-outs to come. I do want to say hello to our good friend Benny Nash, who is an old William Campbell football player himself. He likes to listen. He likes to go to the games, both Altavista and William Campbell. He's like a super fan. They're going to roll them all back out. Passing play here on 2nd down. Now he's got a man draped around the jersey. They'll toss him to the deck right at the 17-yard line. That was big, number 54, Omar Terry, the senior that tracked him down, and Mateo Malback just unable to get rid of the football there.
Chancellor Mormon had about a 5-yard advantage, about 25 yards downfield, but the pursuit was just too much. Too many William Campbell defenders were in pursuit of Mateo Malback.
3rd and 14 coming up for Altavista. 10:35 left to play in the Select Air second quarter. Remember Select Air mechanical and electrical, especially when it starts to get colder, folks, and not just for heat pumps. They'll do plumbing and electrical work too, and they'll be at your house fast, usually within 45 minutes or less. Mateo Malback has Jonathan Montague set up right behind him in the pistol. 3 receivers. Malback goes with the hard count. Long snap count will get the Colonels 5 free yards. So clearly that's something that Mr. Malback has picked up from the previous quarterbacks in this Altavista regime.
Certainly, if they can do that 2 more times, they'll have a first down.
Our dear friend, good point. Good point. And hey,
brings up
any way you can get them, right?
That's right. Brings up 3rd and 8.
The yards still count. Jamilian Jones and Walker Allen are split out here to the left. Chancellor Mormon and Josh McClure split out to the right. Wide side of the field is the right here. Colonels will snap this and throw right. There's Jones on a screen play, catches it to 23, nothing doing. Too many William Campbell Generals swarming to the football. This is going to bring up another punt situation for Altavista with 9:42 left to play in the half.
Boy, that's been their bread and butter play. They use that play a lot, and obviously William Campbell has scouted that. That did not fool them at all.
Walker Allen on to punt for the 2nd time in this football game. He's actually going to have the punt unit huddle up with him. They'll break the huddle. Colonels normally don't huddle, but on this occasion they do. We got a good stat coming up from our dear friend Bob Alvis, but I'm going to save it for a little bit later in the game, Bobby. And Bobby's got some birthday wishes, that he wants to send out. Here's the snap back to Allen. Head high, he catches, steps into the punt nicely. High booming kick will get fielded on the fair catch at the 45-yard line of William Campbell. That was number 9, Tyrell Staten, who took to the sky. That was number 8, Daniel Dawson, that really kind of jumped up to catch that punt. Not exactly the technique you're looking for, but he fielded it cleanly with the fair catch.
He was in heavy traffic, and if that wouldn't have been a fair catch, Colonels would have got another 15 yards off that roll. So
timeout on the field, Oscar. William Campbell took the timeout. We'll take one as well. 9:04 left to play in the half. Generals lead 14-0 over Altavista on 105.5 KD Country.
Brother needs a pickup, sister wants a ride. Uncle needs a sports car to keep him satisfied. Mama, she wants comfort, luxury and style. And Daddy, he just wants a deal that's gonna make him smile. Everybody's happy, you can hear them all say, we're glad we went to Fellas Chevrolet. Competition for all dealers in Central VA. A short drive will save you money. Fellas Chevrolet in Alta Vista.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Award-winning high school sports returns to 105.5 KD Country. I'm Kyle Hoehne. He is Agent Zero, Oscar Briggs. And Mr. Briggs, Generals are going to take over with good field position. Their 3rd possession of the football game. I don't want to say the Colonels have to have a stop, but you'd really like to have a stop.
No, I think they really have to have a stop. I don't think it's absolutely a critical must-have stop, but they need it, I think, for their psyche.
Well, you never want to fall down 21-0 in a football game. 14-0's bad enough. Staten's just going to dive ahead. He almost started diving there before the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he lost his footing or he just wanted to get low and deliver a shot to somebody, but he picks up a yard on the fullback dive type of play. 8:49 left to play in the Select Air second quarter. 14-0 is the William Campbell lead.
Colonels have run 6 plays.
Is that all? 6 plays and 2 punts. Man, that's interesting. We're going to have to keep our eyes on that. William Campbell could conceivably milk this clock all the way down, too, to the end of the quarter. Boyd's going to take it off right tackle. Hit a wall of Colonel defenders. He was able to drive forward for an extra yard or 2, maybe. Then finally the progress is stopped, and he's thrown to the deck. Stephen Farmer was in there. Traquan Farmer again. The big cat, Dante Poindexter, in as well. It'll bring up 3rd and 6 for William Campbell. So here's a big play right here for the Colonel's defense, Oscar.
And given their, again, I'm going to say this again, given their punting woes from earlier this year and even as recently as last week, they may be in 2-down territory as well.
Yep. Unbalanced line to the right, but the Generals actually split a man out here to the wide side, the left. Staten's going to keep it. He hesitated for a moment, and the Colonels have him stopped. He's a full 2 yards short. Staten appeared to be waiting for a hole to develop. When he finally hit it, the Colonels were there with him. Matt Aiken and Dante Poindexter, Traquan Farmer as well. I think you're right. I think the Generals are thinking long and hard about going for this, or maybe it's not that long of a thought process. Maybe it's just, hey, we're going for it.
There's no hesitation at all. Tevin Pierman also on the bottom of that pile made initial contact, Kyle. Nice stop by him, but not after, Staten gets rolling. He still picked up 3 yards.
We'll call
it down here for the Colonels.
Yeah, we'll call it 4th down and 1.5 yards to gain. Staten and Boyd split backs in the backfield. Unbalanced line to the right. Here comes the buck sweep. They toss it out to Boyd. Boyd's got the first down across the 45 to the 41. Driven to the turf by Josh McClure, but it was a little bit too late. And the Generals move those chains again with 7 minutes left to play in the half, a fresh set of downs.
And that was a well-executed play. They sold that play up the middle. The Colonels bit. The pitch was perfect. The blocking was perfect out on the edge. Great play there by William Campbell.
Yeah, it's great ball handling. We'll describe that buck sweep play again here in a second. Hard count by William Campbell. They changed the snap count up front. Should be 5 free yards for them. Colonels are signaling that somebody from William Campbell moved.
I think that what happened was Altavista might have acted like they might have jumped, and then William Campbell came up out of their stance. It may be a legal procedure, and that's exactly what happened.
Yep, referees got it right. You got it right. Good call, OB. I mean, the defense can move and can fake anything that they want to. As long as they don't come across the line. And I think you're exactly right. They didn't come across the line.
William Campbell was absolutely sure that the Colonels had jumped. Altavista kind of waited for the whistle, stood up, and when they stood up, William Campbell offensive line stood up. They came out of their stance, and it was illegal procedure.
Penalty backs the Generals up. They're still in Altavista field territory. They fake the reverse and go right up the gut. 7-yard gain will bring up 2nd and 3. Tyrell Staten, boy, he hits that hole hard. And all that faking and things going on behind him or in front of him sometimes really can fool the defense. And all of a sudden, here's this big load of a man in Tyrell Staten coming right down your throat.
I mean, he's exceptionally quick to be as sturdy a young man as he is.
Sturdy is a great descriptor right there. I mean, that says it all in one word. 5-letter word, too. Or is it 6? Here's Staten again going to the outside. This time he's flushed out. Colonel's got there. Pardon me. That was Joshua Rosser on the carry that time. He got flushed out to the right sideline over there by the Colonel's bench. And the boys in the white jerseys, the Colonels, just kept coming. That's a loss of 4. Pardon me. It's more of like a loss of 2, but it will bring up 3rd and 7 for the Generals. Now, another big play for the Colonel's defense.
Yet again, with the short field now, the ball at the Altavista 38. 5:20 remaining here in the second quarter.
Unbalanced line to the right. Inside reverse. They hand it to Dawson. Staten's out as a lead blocker. He's just throwing guys around, but look at that. Colonels fought through the block. That was Matt Aiken that took on Staten, and then eventually got to Dawson, the ball carrier. Had some help from Walker Allen.
Matt Aiken was blocked, and he was out of the play. He just continued to fight through that block and was able to drag him down from behind.
4:53 left to play in the second quarter. It's a 14-0 William Campbell lead. Here comes another 4th down. It's 4th and 2. William Campbell's on the left hash mark. Unbalanced line to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Staten and Boyd split backs in the backfield. Colonels fake the blitz again. Nobody jumped on either side. Oh, now some whistles come out. Did William Campbell take a timeout,
That's exactly
Oscar?
what happened, Kyle.
Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. Big fourth down coming up. Let's see if the Colonel's D can get a stop. Generals lead 14-0 on 105.5 KD Country.
TCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this award-winning broadcast. TCM Industrial Maintenance and Construction Specialist providing welding, millwright, erection, and fabrication services to all forms of industry throughout the Mid-Atlantic region from offices in Alta Vista. TCM Industrial Services wishes Coach Chartis and the Alta Vista football team a safe and successful season. Go Colonels!
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Well, with 4th and 2 on the way for the William Campbell Generals, head coach Jay Ferris clearly wanted to maybe discuss this offensive play call here, Oscar. They've run a lot of plays that have worked well.
I think the first option was the hard count, Alta Vista jumping offside. When that failed to happen, they wanted to take advantage and make sure that the proper play got called.
Generals are in Alta Vista field territory. They need to get to about the 30. Toss play. Staten's going to left. He got hit hard right at the 31. I think he fell forward for the necessary yardage.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Dante Poindexter got to him, lowered the left shoulder, and hit Staten in his right shoulder. It was just a little bit too late. First down yardage again. That's the second 4th down they've converted on this drive, Oscar. Colonel's defense is getting so close to getting the football back, but just can't quite get that stop.
Yeah, but the defense, and you're so reactive on defense, has been on this field for so long here in the first half.
Yeah, and it puts you on your heels too, especially with all the faking and the double team blocking and those sort of things. Staten right up the gut. He's across the 25 to the 26, dragged down by Mateo Malbeck, and then I believe it was also the big cat, Dante Poindexter, slinging him to the turf. It's another 7-yard pickup on first down. 3:45 left to play in the half, Oscar. William Campbell up 14.
Oh, and not to mention, you got Terrell Staten just absolutely pounded on you the whole time.
Yeah, it's like another lineman beating on you, basically. I mean, he's about 200 pounds. He runs hard. He lowers the shoulder. He drives the legs. He's lined up in the split back formation to the right. They snap it to him again. Wedge play. Staten going right up the gut. This is the old rugby scrum, as it's just a big mass of bodies. It's about 8 or 9 Generals in that pile, and they're all pushing towards the Colonel end zone. The General end zone, rather. Place they're trying to get. That's enough for another William Campbell first down. 3:20 left to play in the half now.
And the offensive line really having its way with this Colonel's defensive unit here right now.
Unbalanced line to the right. There's only 2 men to the left of the center. Everybody else is over there to the right. Split backs straddling that center, basically. They'll snap it to Boyd. Boyd's going off right tackle. He followed Staten in the hole. That's a 5 or 6 yard pickup right there. I mean, that's the other guy that's kind of the forgotten man because Staten is so good. Khalil Boyd's pretty doggone good, too. And he gets to use Staten as a lead blocker to boot.
Yeah, through 7 games, he racked up around 600 yards, too. So he's a viable threat. And it's almost like the old thunder and lightning combination.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. 2.5 minutes left to play in this Select Air second quarter. Campbell's got a 2nd and 6. Alta Vista's defense has come close to getting a 4th down stop a couple times on this drive, but they can't. Staten right up the middle. Traquan Farmer hit him in the backfield in the legs and just tried to hold on. You could see Staten just drag Farmer with him for a full 2.5 or 3 yards. I guess we'll give Traquan Farmer credit for the tackle. I mean, he did all he could.
That's going to bring up 3rd and less than 1 again. Official timeout.
Yeah, he wants to measure this again. So this crew is one of these crews that likes to measure a little bit. Or maybe he just wants to take a look at it without all the players crowding around. 2:04 left to play in this Select Air second quarter. They will bring out the chains for a measurement. Be sure to stick around for the Subway halftime show. As I mentioned, a very good potential special guest. Oscar and I will get to discuss this and, of course, other games in the area. And who knows what else we might discuss. Another big shout out coming right now. My dear friend Grady Puckett, who has a lot of family in this William Campbell area. Grady told me he's got about 8 or 9 grandkids that go to William Campbell, and his daughter-in-law, Dabney Hanson, is the principal here at William Campbell High School. So she's got her hands full tonight on a night where they honored the state championship baseball team, and we've got homecoming at halftime. It was enough for a first down. First and goal from the 9-yard line for the boys in blue. Staten's going to go off left tackle. Farmer got him again. Traquan Farmer doing a nice job tonight. He was helped out by Mateo Malback on the tackle. The clock is running and working against William Campbell. That's one thing that might bail the Colonels out here. We'll see.
Yeah, they're at the 6-yard line with 1:30 remaining. They've got plenty of time.
I would agree.
And certainly, Colonels may not see the ball again.
Generals have one timeout left. Staten is lined up on the right. Boyd is on the left. Whistles blow, and perhaps Altavista wants to take a timeout. Yep, the Altavista Colonels have taken the timeout. Let's take it with them. 1:18 left to play in the half. William Campbell leading 14-0 and knocking on the door when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1909, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
Here's more award-winning high school sports with Kyle and Oscar on 105.5 KD Country.
Hope you're enjoying a very nice Friday night. It's not too cool out there. It's not hot. It's perfect football weather, perfect weather for sitting outside on the porch and listening to some football. Second and goal here. Staten's going to go off right guard, plunging towards the goal line. He's a full yard short, perhaps even 2. But, boy, the Generals are inching closer and closer to another touchdown, Oscar. They might go into the locker room at halftime with a full 3-touchdown lead. It's third and goal from, we'll say, the 2. 57 seconds left to play in half. You pointed out they've got plenty of time. Colonels really, only way they could maybe do something of their own would be a turnover here on this play close to the goal line. Boyd and Staten in the backfield again. They snap it to Boyd. He's going off right tackle. Got stood up right there at the 1. Driving forward. Is he in there? No signal yet from any of the officials. Now a signal touchdown. Touchdown Khalil Boyd. I guess the official wanted to wait for them to unpile to see where he was. Oscar, I don't know. It looked like he got stood up on the 1, although with the forward progress and the way they were driving, I kind of had to assume that he got in.
The official from the far side was coming in to mark the ball short. This official on the near side was waiting, I think, like you said, to see how they unpiled.
Extra point try on the way. It's number 14, Daniel Jackson. Snap back, he kicked it, he slipped to the deck as he did, but it goes in. Colonels will get the football back before the half ends, but not exactly the way they wanted it. William Campbell leads 21-0. 30 seconds left in the second quarter when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
Some people have never tried food at a Mexican restaurant. So we asked Chad Shelton from Shelton's Plumbing and Heating about his experience.
I wasn't so sure what the green stuff was, but they slipped some on my plate one day, and now I won't have a meal without guacamole. Still can't spell it.
At El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, if you have questions, they give you the answers in English. Mexican and American foods, affordable prices, and fast service. Try it today, El Cazador, Main Street, Altavista.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
You know, Oscar, the Colonels were shut out last week. It was the first time they'd been shut out since 2009 against Gretna. But they were only down 7-0 at halftime. This one has a far different feel. Colonels trailed 21-0 to William Campbell.
I don't know that I've ever seen a football game where one team had ran 6 plays and a half until tonight.
I'm racking my brain,
and certainly
man.
with 31 seconds left, they're going to get more than 6. But it's, I mean.
And if they did run 6, it was because they threw an interception or fumbled like on the first play of a drive. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Short kick again will bounce by Montague. Picked up by Mormon. Mormon tried to sidestep the first tackler, and he could not. Guess who? Tyrell Staten. He does it all. What a play.
I mean, Chancellor Mormon in open field made a cut. Staten coming full speed, threw his arm out, and really upended Mormon.
Yeah, he didn't hit Mormon square in the chest or anything, but he just stuck that arm out and had enough speed that, like you said, just upended Chancellor right off his feet.
And in the game, Jake Adams.
Adams is in there at quarterbacks. He's got trips receivers to the left. Colonel's only had 29 seconds in the half. Adams wants to throw. Now step it up out of the pocket. Little high step move at the 30. Hit hard at the 32. Stood up. Now he goes down there a few yards short of the first down marker, which is probably inconsequential with only 16 seconds left on the clock. Colonels take the timeout. Let's take another timeout with them again. 16 seconds left to play. Altavista, maybe 1 or 2 plays left before halftime. They trail 21-0 to William Campbell on 105.5 KD Country.
A full line of men's Carhartt clothing has just arrived in English's The Complete Home Center. Carhartt, known for its rugged durability, making it great for work and play. English's carries coveralls, bibs, shirts, pants, and hats in sizes up to 4X and special orders available. Hunting season is here. The holidays right around the corner. So shop English's for all your Carhartt clothing at 1522 North Main Street, Altavista. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, Saturday, 8 to 1.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels break the timeout huddle pretty quickly, and they're ready to go here with 16 seconds left in the half. This time trips receivers to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Adams wants to throw, stands tall in the pocket. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, throws it away. This is going to be intentional grounding. It never got back to the line of scrimmage. There was no receiver over there. Can't really blame the sophomore for what he did, but rule says you got to get it to a receiver, or at least close, and that was nowhere near.
He was going to be sacked regardless.
Yep.
The outcome's the same.
Yep. Well, they're going to lose a few more yards, but as I pointed out before we went to the timeout, Oscar, the first down marker is inconsequential at this point in the half. I mean, Colonels have 9 seconds left. You're hoping this is the last play of the game. Might not be a bad place for one of those screen passes to hopefully catch William Campbell's defense off guard a bit. General's deep safety is on the other side of the field. This is a handoff play. They'll give it to Jonathan Montague. This is a good play. He's across the 30 to the 35, still on his feet at the 40. He's got to run through a bunch of Generals. They hit him right at the 48-yard line, and the clock expires in the first half, but not a bad way to end it for Altavista. Generals have dominated here after one half of play. 21-0, Subway halftime show on the way when we come back on 105.5 KD Country.
GMC, come on in, bring the family, see your friends at Highview Motors, GMC, from small to tall, we've got it all, Highview Motors, GMC.
Unfortunately, I have some bad news.
How bad is it, Doctor?
We've done all we can. Your heat pump's not gonna make it.
Oh, no.
Honey, it's going to be okay. We'll call Select Air Mechanical and Electrical, 332-2600. With over 60 years experience, they'll have us comfortable again in no time.
I recommend Select Air to all my patients. Call 332-2600 or visit selectairmechanical.com. They can handle all your home comfort needs, and they're an authorized trained dealer. It's hard to stop a train.
Prompt, confidential, professional. A-Town Bail Bonds. 434-401-0253. Local, reliable, available 24/7. A-Town Bail Bonds. 434-401-0253. When a friend or family member is arrested and jailed, call a professional. Call Chip Rourke and A-Town Bail Bonds. 434-401-0253. Get answers. Get help. A-Town Bail Bonds. 434-401-0253.
Apple Auto Glass is your windshield repair and replacement center in Lynchburg. You get a free car wash with all windshields replaced in the shop. Apple Auto Glass wants the fans to enjoy the boys of fall this high school football season.
When I feel that chill, smell that fresh cut grass, I'm back in my helmet, cleats, and shoulder pad. Kings of the school, man, where the boys of fall.
Apple Auto Glass salutes the boys of fall.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Back here from William Campbell High School, the Altavista Colonels trail the William Campbell Generals 21-0. It's the Subway halftime show. Oscar, before we talk about that first half, let me send some more very special shout-outs. Juan Thornhill tweeted out that he was riding through Altavista with the UVA football team on their way down to Chapel Hill to play your guys, the UNC Tar Heels.
Of course,
and Juan is urging the boys on Twitter right now as he is having a great time, and the UVA football team hoping to get a big victory this weekend down in UNC. Go ahead, Mr.
Well,
Briggs.
you got to wonder, too. It's late night with Roy. You got to hope that maybe if you're Juan Thornhill and the UVA football team, you might want to slide in and catch a little UNC hoops action tonight.
I know you're a big UNC basketball fan. We won't hold that against you. Some other former Colonels at the college level might be tuning in right now. Of course, our good buddy Donovan Montague and Michi Malback down there at UVA Wise like to listen sometimes. And a former William Campbell player, Terrence Younger, down there. He's really a great player for UVA Wise this year. He's been a captain in a lot of their games. He's caught a bunch of touchdown passes. And the UVA Wise team not having the season that they want to, but those guys are working hard, and they're going to continue to get better. Okay, speaking of things not going the way you want them to, not a great first half for Altavista. No turnovers, but part of that's because they didn't really run that many plays.
They ran 9 plays. They ran 9 plays, Kyle. So, yeah, that's the good news. The good news is they have not turned the ball over. The bad news is 9 plays. They haven't had the opportunity to turn it over.
And to that note, I mean, we have to credit really, well, the William Campbell defense for one, but the William Campbell offense. This ball control, single wing offense, they're hogging the football, Oscar. They're not giving the Colonels chances. And it's, I don't know what to make of it. We'll talk about some adjustments the Colonels can make here in just a second. My halftime guest has arrived, so we'll step aside in just 1 second and talk to Justin Feldkamp from WSET up next on the Subway halftime show on 105.5 KD Country.
This broadcast is brought to you by the members of the KD Country Sports Club.
Chef's Drive-In, where the shake machine is shaking and dozens of flavors to choose from.
One Stop Mart, where the gas is cheap, the beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
El Cerrito Altavista. Throw on a sombrero, shake your maracas, it's El Cerrito time.
Altavista Medical and Oncology Massage Therapy. Broad Street can help relieve your pain.
Vista Foods Altavista, your hometown grocery with the freshest produce and best meats.
McDonald's in Altavista, committed to the community and bringing the world's favorite food.
Steve Farmer Auto Sales, Main Street Altavista, best deals on wheels.
Colonels football is brought to you by the Sports Club on KD Country.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show returns from William Campbell High School. I told you I'd have a special guest. We'll give Oscar a little breathing room and let Mr. Justin Feldkamp, WSET 13, Football Friday. And Justin, we'll talk about this game in a second, but let's talk about the football show.
Okay.
You guys have had it going for a while. It seems like it's getting better and better, and I know you and Dennis are a lot like me and Oscar. You like to give each other a hard time, and certainly Bob gets thrown in there some too with the hard time, but you like it the way the show's going so far? I mean, like I said, you guys keep getting better and better every year, every show.
Yeah, I appreciate that kind thoughts there. Yeah, I think every year we have our meeting, the brains of the operations before the season begins, and we assess what we've done right, kind of what can be improved, what can be tweaked. We try to add some new element to the show each and every season. We do our best to show all the highlights, obviously, that we can, but we also know that there's cheerleaders here, and there's band members here, and there's parents and grandparents and cousins and aunts and uncles of all those people as well. So we try to incorporate everything that brings the atmosphere to a Friday night game and put that on the show. So we got our band of the week and cheerleaders of the week and so on and so forth. But we got Bob some airtime as well this year with his Bob's Corner, giving us a little nugget of information in his 30, 45-second time slot. But, yeah, we just try to tweak it and make improvements each and every time.
Yeah, and you talk about the atmosphere. I mean, this atmosphere here tonight, they honored the baseball team before the game. It's homecoming right now. It's your guys' game of the week. This is what it's all about right here. This is pretty fun stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You know, Naruna and William Campbell football have been down in roughly the last 5, 6, 7 years. Coach Jay Ferris has really rebuilt the program. This is his third year, I believe, and he's gotten the team on track. He had to get some believers and get the players on the team believing that they could win. That was the name of the game. I mean, he said earlier tonight when I was talking to him prior to the game that they're still dealing with when their players see a different jersey and a jersey in which is pretty reputable. He gave the example of Appomattox.
Sure.
So in a way he was basically saying before the game we had the idea that maybe we can't win this game. They're still trying to develop that winning mentality in which before the game starts you are going to win the game.
Yeah, I'll tell you something as we transition and talk about this particular ball game here. Generals lead 21-0. I'm talking with Justin Feldkamp, WSCT 13. Yeah, Coach Ferris has got the team believing in this single-wing offense, and it's ball control to the fullest. I mean, they ate up so much clock in that first half, didn't they, Justin?
Time of possession is the key stat tonight. They have just dominated in that category. I mean, they'll get their 15-yard burst occasionally, but they are happy as can be just getting 3- and 4-yard chunks at a time. It's hard to follow the ball. It's got to be a mind-numbing for a defensive coordinator. You got 3 guys back there. Where's the ball going to go? Finding the ball when you're crashing up against offensive linemen. Defensive linemen can't necessarily exactly see where the ball is going to be. But, yeah, this time of possession, they just eaten up long drives. And then when Altavista can't put anything together on offense, you know, your defense is out there for so long.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what this game looks like in the fourth quarter with that Altavista defense just out there run ragged.
Yeah, excellent point. Let me talk about another guy, a guy that used to go to Altavista, Navy Jones, because you're in a great position. You get to bounce around and see different teams.
Yep.
We love the Colonels and the teams they play, but we're sort of stuck watching them. Any better offense right now around that you've seen than Jefferson Forest led by Navy Jones?
I mean, putting up 70 points last week against Amherst County, averaging 51 points a game.
Yeah.
Emphasis on average.
Right.
Averaging 51 points a game. I tell you what, you know, they run a little tricky offense as well. They're gonna run just like Altavista, just like William Campbell. I mean, they're gonna occasionally pass. Their quarterback might throw 4 or 5 times in an entire game because they got Navy Jones in the backfield. They got Cam Miller-Trent in the backfield. Their quarterback will run the ball occasionally. But, I mean, when you can get the ball to Navy Jones, and what I've talked about a number of times in our Football Friday Wraps and just anybody out in the community ask me about him, he sees the field incredibly well. The vision he has is just exceptional. He doesn't see the move in which he makes to beat one guy. He already knows he's beating the guy in front of him. He's already working on his next move 5-10 yards down the field to spring the big one. And, I mean, I think I read that he's got 5 receptions on the season because he runs the ball, obviously, primarily. But he has 5 receptions. And of those 5 receptions, 4 have turned into touchdowns. And he's averaging like 40 yards per catch. So not only does it do it when he's getting it right behind the line of scrimmage, but if he's going out this right side or left side or split out wide, he still can take it to the house.
Yeah, incredible stuff. I mean, it's kind of like a chess player, right? He's always thinking a couple moves ahead. I used to say the same thing about another former Colonel, Juan Thornhill. Those guys, they just they understand angles. They know where you're at and where you can get and where you can't get. And it's fun stuff when you get to watch a guy like that. They don't come around too often. Justin, it was great having you. Come back again. We'll watch you tonight, and I'm sure we'll see you again down the road. You notice I didn't bring up how me and your colleagues, Will Castle and Scott Wilson, beat you in trivia the other night.
Well, you just did. So.
Yeah, you like that?
And I'll be hosting, FYI, all you listeners out there, I'll be hosting the first Wednesday in November, so coming out to Rivermont Pizza then.
Yeah, that's a fun time. Justin's always out there. I'm usually out there, and we'll let the crowd build, and hopefully you'll be out there as well. Another time out here on the Subway Halftime Show. Generals lead 21-0 on homecoming night on KD Country.
Stay cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, on the ready to keep you comfortable year-round. Locally owned and operated, just a call away, with over 20 years experience. Licensed and bonded. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, specializing in heating, air, plumbing, and electrical, any season, anytime. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Give them a call today. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, Gretna.
Bank with the local team. Bank of the James on Main Street in Altavista. Stop by our office today to talk with Bobby Walker and his team of local bankers to learn about local banking with Bank of the James. We offer a full line of personal and business banking products and services, including online banking and bill pay, personal and commercial loans and lines of credit, and mortgage loans. Bank with the local team. Bank of the James. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A full line of men's Carhartt clothing has just arrived at English's The Complete Home Center. Carhartt, known for its rugged durability, making it great for work and play. English's carries coveralls, bibs, shirts, pants, and hats in sizes up to 4X and special orders available. Hunting season is here. The holidays right around the corner. So shop English's for all your Carhartt clothing. At 1522 North Main Street, Altavista. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, Saturday, 8 to 1.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving family since 1905. Personal, memorable memorial moments, celebrating life and more. Pre-arrangements with confidence, trust and care from our family to yours. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving family since 1905.
Your home for Colonel sports coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show returns from William Campbell High School. Mentioned it's a homecoming night, and they just honored the homecoming court, and softball player Kelsey Hendricks won the Homecoming Queen Award. If you, of course, you don't know her story, she was burned in that accident back in the spring, back during softball season, and the whole school, whole community really rallied around her, and that hasn't changed. Tonight, a big crowd had a big cheer going. The band is on the field right now doing their thing. And Agent Zero, you're back on the headset. Good time having Justin Feldkamp up here. I'm sorry, sports trivia, you know, guys like me and Bob Albus, we get kind of excited about that, so I had to bring up that we came back. We were down big going into the third round. It's a 3-round affair. You should come next time.
Yeah.
It's a 3-round affair, and we were down big, but we never stopped believing. We never gave up hope. We kept to the fundamentals. We kept working on our process, and it worked out. We got the win. And all jokes aside, of course, I'm being sarcastic with some of that. We did get the win in the comeback. All jokes aside, Colonels are going to need some of that fighting spirit here in the second half if they want to have a chance to get back in this game. We know this Colonels offense is capable, though. Let me say that. They can put up 21 or 28 and a half for sure.
Yeah, absolutely able to do that. And William Campbell has proven throughout the season so far they are susceptible. They can be scored on. But certainly the Colonels are going to have to step up their game, and they can't allow William Campbell to keep getting them in these, 3-and-out situations. It's just that they'll run out of time. The time of possession that Justin alluded to, 9 plays that the Colonels were able to run in the first half, just phenomenal how much time of possession was dominated by William Campbell. I can't recall, I think some of the Colonel teams from the last couple of years may have run 9 or 10 plays in the first half, but
scored on 5 or 6 of them, right?
That's right. They had 35 or 42 points.
I knew where you were going with that.
So, that's a different situation now. Certainly, it appears that Jake Adams will come back and play quarterback beginning here in the second half. That adds a little bit, another dimension to the Colonels' offense as well.
Yeah, I would think Jake's going to be back in there at the full-time quarterback spot, and the Colonels, I don't think, are necessarily just going to go into the 2-minute drill and throw the ball every time. But I think there probably will be an emphasis on passing a little bit more. And certainly Jake Adams is a capable passer. I mean, he's 50 for 102 this season. For a sophomore quarterback in high school, those numbers aren't bad at all. He's thrown 6 touchdowns as well. Maybe that is the way the Colonels get back in this game.
And certainly some of his interceptions have come late. We remember the Central Lunenburg game, he had a couple of interceptions late when they were trying to come from behind.
Russburg, same way.
Russburg was absolutely the same way. So, again, Jake has a very, very strong arm. Has continued to grow in his decision-making. We've seen that as the season's moved on. So having him back in the backfield will certainly make a difference for the Colonels here in the second half.
Subway halftime show continues. We're having a good time here on a homecoming Friday night. Couldn't ask for better weather. And like I said, a lot of different activities going on. You can hear and see some of them on Football Friday on WSCT with Justin Feldkamp and, of course, Dennis Carter. They're about the only tag team duo that can hold a candle to us, right, Oscar? I mean, I don't want to get in there and face those two guys in a tag team match, whether it's of the mind or of the body. You know what I mean?
Neither.
They're award winners just like us, by the way. We'll take another time out here on the Subway halftime show to compose ourselves and develop some new material and a new routine. Colonels, they trail 21-0. William Campbell Generals, 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half. Second half on the way shortly on 105.5 KD Country.
Hello, this is Jerry Miley from 1433 Altavista Moose Center. It's asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
Start your business on the winning drive with an Altavista revolving loan. It's an opportunity to score big for your company's future growth. Funds available up to $10,000. Loan rate 1% below prime. Huddle up with Altavista Economic Development Director Dennis Jarvis II at Altavista Town Hall. Make your move today. The Altavista Revolving Loan Fund encourages economic development and enhances community vitality.
Hey guys, this is Terrell Salmon at Best Bet Motor Sales. Stop wasting time running all over town to these car lots that advertise easy finance and easy credit. Come on by and see us here at Best Bet Motor Sales. We have guaranteed credit approval, low down payments, warranty on all vehicles, and vehicles more than affordable starting at only $59.95. You can check out our inventory at bestbetmotorsales.com. You can check out our weekly specials on Facebook. Or better yet, come on by and see us. Best Bet Motor Sales on 29 South.
I'm Jeff Walker of First National Bank and the manager at our Main Street branch in Altavista. Did you know that local bankers have a lot more at stake in taking better care of you? You see, helping local customers like you be more successful is our only focus, and each customer is so important. So for your small business, construction, and personal loan needs, think of me and think of us first. That's local First National Bank. We'll help you bring home more bacon. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your station for high school sports play-by-play is 105.5 KD Country.
Absolutely no better place around this area for high school sports play-by-play than 105.5. Or maybe you're listening at kdcountry.com or perhaps with the TuneIn app. Around the world, we thank you for that, and we are sure glad to have you alongside. This is a Subway halftime show. Quick shout out to our sound engineer, Eleanor Hoehne, who makes us award-winning, or certainly a big cog in the wheel for us being award-winning, Oscar. And let's talk about Eleanor a little bit, and let's talk about you, and let's talk about me, and let's talk about Subway. We had an interesting little trio, threes a crowd going on in Subway there. And Flat Tees of Friday got taken to another level.
And it's uncanny. I mean, we don't talk about, you know, what time we're meeting in Subway or whatever, but more often than not, we happen to pull in at the same time or within 2 or 3 minutes. It's really uncanny. And we've been trying to diversify and try different menu items as the season's gone on, but we all had the same mindset today. So you talked about Fatiza Friday. It was Fatiza Friday cubed.
Cubed, yeah, that's right. That's right. We all put our own little spin on it, of course. And hey, folks, if you haven't tried those Flatizas, I know the national Subway marketing campaign isn't pushing them like they were, but they should be. Because those Flatizas are vastly underrated, my friend.
They are, and I went with the Italiano for one, and I went with cheese.
Yeah.
And the candy of the meat, bacon.
Yep.
You can't go wrong with
You're
bacon.
a Baconator type of guy. Hey, few area scores of some games going on right now. My good buddy, the aforementioned Greg Doss, let me know that Chatham was leading 14-0 at halftime over Bluestone. Dan Rivers up 14-0 at half over Gretna. Possibly an upset brewing in the Seminole District. Liberty leads Brookville 21-14. Heritage in a possible upset bid is up 26-7 over Amherst. And, of course, the connection there, Mr. Brad Bradley, former head coach here at William Campbell, winner of 2 state championships with the Generals.
Boy, no upset in Danville as GW is all over Bassett at the half, 50-0.
Yeah, well, can't have upsets all the way around, right? But interesting stuff there from around, and we're certainly going to keep our eyes on those games. And we certainly would love to give you a shout-out. We talked about Benny Nash, and then he came by. He knocked on the door, and he said hello, and you know, Benny's a soft-spoken guy. He didn't want to interrupt us or anything, but he came by and said hello. And yeah, catch up with me or Oscar on Twitter. Catch up with KD Country on Facebook. Give us a call. Heck, go old school. Write us a letter if you want to, and let us know who you are and where you're listening, and we'll talk about you. My buddy Dan Burgess came by the station today. He was a Colonel fan, a high school football fan. It's not all Colonel fans. Subway halftime show. Not done yet. We mentioned halftime might be a little bit longer because of the homecoming festivities, and that was the case tonight. Let's take one more final timeout here in the Subway halftime show. Kickoff to start the second half will be here before you know it. Colonels get the football back, hoping they can do something with it. They trail 21-0 to William Campbell. You're hearing it all live on 105.5 KD Country.
Zaxby's, Wards Ferry Road, Lynchburg.
Man, that house salad looks good.
Dude, it's so good.
How about one bite for the road?
No.
Sharing is caring.
No. You can't have any of my salad, bro.
Wait, I got it right here. I got $20 in a dream, yeah.
Well, that's a hit right there, dude.
Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
The house salad. Grilled chicken atop mixed greens, cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, cheddar and jack cheeses, and fried onions. Served with Texas toast. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
The Village Barbershop, an old-school 1960s-style barbershop, offering classic and current cutting techniques for gentlemen and boys. No appointment necessary. Responsible pricing in a clean family environment. Village Barbershop, open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 6, Saturdays till noon. Stop by and see Danny Barber at Village Barbershop, serving Altavista and surrounding areas from 619 Broad Street. Give them a try.
Unfortunately, I have some bad news.
How bad is it, Doctor?
We've done all we can. Your heat pump's not gonna make it.
Oh, no.
Honey, it's going to be okay. We'll call Select Air Mechanical and Electrical, 332-2600. With over 60 years experience, they'll have us comfortable again in no time.
I recommend Select Air to all my patients. Call 332-2600 or visit selectairmechanical.com. They can handle all your home comfort needs, and they're an authorized trained dealer. It's hard to stop a train.
Short drive will save you money.
In the market for a new Chevrolet? Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
For a huge selection of new Chevrolets and pre-owned vehicles, it's Fellers Chevrolet.
FellersDirect.com.
FellersDirect.com. Selection. Convenience. Fellers Chevrolet.
Fellers Chevrolet.
Always open and only a click away.
FellersDirect.com. A short drive will save you money. Fellers Chevrolet. In Alta Vista.
Here's more award-winning high school sports with Kyle and Oscar on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway halftime show about to conclude here from Naruna, William Campbell High School, the site. The Generals on top 21-0. Oscar and I were just sort of recapping the scoring in our head. It was Terrell Staten, a 21-yard touchdown to kick things off, a 5-yard touchdown later on, and then Khalil Boyd has the other scoring play for William Campbell right now. And Oscar, we talked a little bit about what the Colonels might do to get back into this thing. What's William Campbell do to hold on? Just a steady dose of more of the same, maybe?
You know, you limit the possessions by the Colonels by controlling the ball and continuing to run and ground and pound like they have been doing. And I think that that really shortens the game for the Colonels. Again, 3 possessions in the first half. So The Colonels almost have to be perfect here in the second half. They've got to force turnovers, and they've got to be able to obviously get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, with the ball control offense of William Campbell, it really does shorten the game. When you're already behind the 8-ball time-wise and score-wise, it's almost like 3 strikes against you right there. We'll see what the Colonels can do with it. They're going to have to run more than 9 plays, though. I mean, a lot of times you'll get 25 or 30 or sometimes, occasionally, even 40 plays in a half of football. Colonels got 9. They're going to need to get at least 25 or 30, unless, of course, and the X factor is maybe you run back a kickoff or a punt, or you just throw, one of those 80 or 70-yard quick scoring plays that only takes off 10 seconds.
Certainly, you're in an advantage that you do get to receive the ball first here on the opening kickoff of the second half, and if you're able to get the ball downfield and get in the end zone, you're really right back in the ball game. 2 possessions.
Good point. If you can get a quick score, that changes a lot. You're back in the ball game. Another shout out to another very close friend of mine and somebody that you know a little bit about too, Oscar, Victoria Burgess, the fantastic setter / point / softball player / all-around cool chick for the Altavista Colonels. That senior class for Altavista has a lot of very good boys that are athletes. Got a lot of very good females that are athletes too. There's some talent.
Yeah, of course, Victoria's father Tracy was a good ball player in his day, and her mother Madeline and
great stuff. And again, keep the cards and letters coming, folks. We want to talk about you on the radio. Traquan Farmer fields a short kick at the 30, racing to his left, angling towards the far sideline, stopped at the 36. So not the worst starting field position of the night by the Colonels on a pretty sound return by Traquan Farmer.
Again, that low spinning end-over-end kick that really resembles an onside kick with a little bit of power to it. Traquan actually was about 2 steps away from gaining another 30 or 40 yards. William Campbell defender did a great job of pulling him down from behind.
Shotgun formation for the Altavista Colonels. Sophomore Jake Adams is back in there at the quarterback spot. He's got a blocking back, a running back, and 3 wide receivers. Looks almost like a 4-3 type of defense, or maybe a 4-4 for William Campbell. He'll hand it off to Jonathan Montague. Montague plowing ahead across the line of scrimmage. Hit hard by a couple general defenders. It was Omar Terry and Josh Jennings, a couple of the guys that stood up Jonathan Montague. 2.5-yard gain on first down for the Colonels.
Boy, there's a timeout on the field with Altavista the player down. Can't tell exactly who it is right now.
Can't either. We took some long breaks during the Subway halftime show, so I'm going to keep it here right now. To me, Oscar, the body type looks to be a lineman, and we should point out that the Colonels are a lineman short tonight. Kagan Cox got a little banged up on a play last week, had some neck and some head stiffness, not a concussion type of thing, but anytime you get something around the neck or the head, they want to be extra careful, so they held him out tonight. I think he's in uniform, but I don't think he's going to play. An update from Gretna while we wait here. The Hawks have just scored. It's now 14-7, Dan River on top. But it was an 80-yard screen pass to Ray Inge to get Gretna on the board. Pay special attention to that one, of course, Oscar. It's the only 2 teams that the Colonels have left to play this 2015 regular season. Hawks next week, Dan River to close it out in 2 weeks.
Well, and again, the way the point system works in high school football, it's for each opponent you play, you get a certain number of points, whether it's a AA, single A, triple A, whatever. You get points, and that was Jonathan Montague that got up off the deck.
Yeah, I thought it was a lineman. I guess that's props to Johnny for having a pretty solid frame out there that I confused him for a lineman.
Yeah, but to continue, for each victory, when you defeat an opponent, for each victory they have, you get an additional 2 bonus points. And it's a pretty complex system, but the Colonels are lining up quickly here, Kyle.
Colonels ready to go. It's Nelson Dews in the backfield now at running back. He's set up on the right shoulder of number 11, the quarterback, Jake Adams. Adams looks over the defense. Offense has been down and set, ready to go for a while. Adams catches a snap out to his right, standing in the pocket, plenty of time to throw, going to heave it long, looking for Malbeck. Oh, just overshot him by a yard. Mateo Malbeck with the great effort, laid out horizontally, stretching out, trying to reel in the long pass, and just couldn't. Adams had all day to throw, so you got to credit the offensive line for keeping Jake clean on that one. Maybe one of those cases again where Malbeck was open, he saw him, and the eyes get kind of big, and you just get the adrenaline pumping a bit too much, Oscar.
Well, and Jake's arm is so strong. That ball, it wasn't lofted into the air. It was thrown with authority, and he's got to learn, I think, when he's got that defender 2 or 3 steps behind to get a little bit more air into that ball and let the receiver just run to it.
Yeah, it was shot out of a cannon, really. 11-12 left to play in the third quarter. Adams went with the long snap count, and he drew William Campbell defenders offside. 5 free yards for the Colonels. It won't be enough for a first down here on third down, but it's going to make it a little bit more manageable. Maybe 3rd and 2 now, Oscar?
Yeah, that should be 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. And I think this is a critical play for the Colonels. They need to get their first down of the ball game. Only had 3 last week.
Good point. I mean, this offense a little beleaguered right now. Adams calling for the snap count, catches the chest-high snap. Heavy rush coming. He steps up nicely. He's across the 30 or for the 45. Now he cuts back. He lowers his shoulder. He had the first down, Oscar, and then he actually ran back. I think he ended up picking it up anyway, but again, with no yellow line out there like on TV or in the video games, it's hard to tell.
They're going to mark it short, Kyle.
Yeah, they are.
That was not, it's going to be 4th down.
Wow.
He had the first
down.
down.
It way short. Really, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're right. He had it. He wanted extra yards, so he cut back to avoid a defender, curled around the defense to the near sideline.
And, yeah, the line judge on this side had it a little bit different mark. They're going to call for the change.
Yeah, they are. 3rd time we've seen a measurement tonight. Let's recap the play in general. A really heady play and a nice athletic move to step up in the pocket and avoid the rush. You know, normally high school quarterbacks, Oscar, when they feel the rush, they want to run outside. He stepped up right in the middle of the pocket like a pro player would, and then raced for the first down. And then you saw the youth come in there as he got a little bit greedy and wanted to break a touchdown rather than maybe just get the first down, right?
They're looking at it closely, and it's about 6 inches short, Kyle. Trailing 21-0, the way that William Campbell has dominated, I think you have to go for it here.
I'm with you.
And, we haven't seen Jake up under center very often.
But it would be a good place for the QB sneak.
I think this is a good time to utilize that. Watch for the hard count. Jake's been very successful with that, but I think you come up under center now.
I wouldn't criticize Coach Sharness if he did punt it, but no, they're going for this. And it looks like Jake might get under center, you're right. Or maybe he's just barking out some instructions to the offensive line, possibly trying to get him a little amped up for this big 4th down play. Biggest play for the Colonels offense so far. No, he's in the shotgun. 4th and very short. Adams looks over the defense. Watch for the long snap count. There, he tried to use it. Going to hand it off to Nelson Dews. Dews is plowing ahead off left tackle. He's got the first. He's across the 50. Yeah, and more. He's into William Campbell territory now. So a good play there by the Colonels. They went with the hard count. Nobody jumped offside for either team, so they ran a good, solid football play off left tackle.
And it's never a bad idea to follow Dante Poindexter, Stephen Farmer on the left side of that line.
Excellent point. Excellent point. You got a nice downhill runner like Nelson Dews, too. Dante looks like he's hobbling around a little bit. Might have got a little bruised on the lower body somewhere on that play. Adams has the offense ready here on 1st and 10. 10:25 left to play in the third quarter. Flags come out. This play won't even get a chance to get started.
Did it take too much time?
Maybe. Nope. No, somebody moved up front for the Altavista Colonels. 5-yard penalty. Colonels had been getting better about the penalties. It's been up and down with the penalties, Oscar. They'll have a game where they only have 3 or 4, then they'll have a game where they have 8 or 9.
And that's actually, I said their first down. That was actually their second first down. Technically, the last play of the half was a first down game.
Yeah, good point. Good job by you to rack the brain there and maintain a sharp focus here on these
Don't expect any more out of it.
1st and 15 now. Running play. No, they faked the run.
Wide
good ball
open.
fake. Yeah.
Both ends.
McClure is wide open. Looking deep for him. He rips it away from the defender. What a play there by Josh McClure. The throw was actually a little underthrown by Jake Adams. McClure went back, caught the grab.
Yeah, he had Walker Allen down the right-hand side wide open. He was 5 steps behind the defender. Josh McClure had to come back to that ball. And let's face it, he just out-rebounded the other kid from William Campbell.
That's exactly what it was. Nice play by Josh McClure to go upstairs and rip it away from the defender. I think those guys were wide open initially because of that good run fake. It fooled me. I thought he handed it off to Nelson Dews. He stuck it right in his belly. 1st and goal for the Colonels here from the 10-yard line. Shotgun formation from the far hash mark. Wide side of the field is the right. They do hand this one off to Nelson. Nelson's not going anywhere, but look at him continue to fight. Stayed on his feet. It was a futile effort, but you love the effort. I mean, he's playing hard out there. Ended up losing a yard or two.
Yeah, and now Nelson's down.
Oh, no, that's not good. Montague was down earlier. We have not seen him return to the game, although I will say Jonathan Montague did leave the game on his own power. Nelson stands up on his own. No trainers come out to his aid. You can tell he's hobbling around just a little bit, though. 9:13 left to play in the Select Air third quarter. It's a 21-0 William Campbell lead. First possession of the second half for Altavista, and they're looking to make something of it.
Well, they've got to be aware of the 25-second clock, Kyle.
Agreed. No play clocks on the field here in Naruno like there are in Altavista. I don't know if the refs might have given him some extra time because Nelson was slow to get up, but maybe not. Now they're set and ready to go. Shotgun snap. Adams fakes the run again. Now he rolls out to his right. Flings it out. They were looking for the big cat, Dante Poindexter. It was a little high, and Dante couldn't pull it in. It'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 13-yard line. Pardon me, the 11-yard line. 8:43 left to play in the Select Air third quarter. Colonels have trailed all game. They were shut out last week. Last time they were shut out before that was 2009. Colonels lost at home last week for the first time in about 2 years as well.
Nelson Dews is limping, and Jonathan Montague meeting him, putting his helmet on, and he's limping as well. That's not good for the backfield.
No, it's not. Running back in the game right now is number 10, Christian Gilbert. Gilbert set up to the right of Jacob Adams. Adams wants to throw on 3rd and goal. Steps up in the pocket, avoids a rusher. Now he's got a man around his jersey. He ran out of a tackle. Oh, man, he's running in and out of guys. This is incredible. Adams is still on his feet. Now he's finally tossed to the deck. You know he had to go down sometime. I mean, it was like a bullfighter, except there was about 4 bulls coming at him. And you knew eventually William Campbell was going to get to him. Looks like Altavista is going to try a Walker Allen field goal, Oscar.
Yeah, 8:13 remaining here in the third quarter. And the Colonels are going to try to kick a field goal. It'll be about 35 yards.
Nelson Dews is limping his way back onto the field because he's on this field goal unit. Walker Allen on to kick. Jacob Adams is the holder. Clock turns at 7:55 left to play in the third. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick has got the distance, and the kick is no good. Pushed it a little bit to the right, I think. Walker had a good foot on it. Just could not sneak it inside the right upright. Generals will take over on the 20-yard line with 7:48 left to play in the third.
And that's from that left hash mark, that's a difficult angle.
Yeah, I think most kickers prefer to pull it or sort of hit that draw, to use a golf analogy, rather than push it or hit a fade.
Nice drive by the Colonels.
It was.
So the start, you got something to build on. Stalled out at about the 20-yard line.
I wonder if the Colonels could have kept their backs healthy, if that would have helped cap off that drive. Certainly couldn't have hurt. Ball back and a William Campbell player getting into it a little bit after the whistle, and then there's some shoving even after that. Referees let them go at it, and I didn't even really see a referee come in there and give them a hard warning and say, hey, knock it off. Normally, if they let you rough it up a little bit, Oscar, they'll come up and talk to you face-to-face and look you in the eye and say, hey, if you do it again, I'm going to flag you.
Yeah, William Campbell was blocking and got Mateo down and stood over him and continued to push him down to the ground. Mateo took exception.
Boyd and Staten share the backfield. Staten takes the snap, and he's going to keep it. Colonels really playing hard here on defense, and then there's some blocking after the whistle again. Now the officials have got to be careful because there's some serious pushing and shoving. There's some talking. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but I'll say it again, Oscar. I just don't really see the officials trying to get in between guys much.
Well, no, they're not. But Coach Ferris has seen enough out of his squad, and he's reading them the riot act. He doesn't want any more of that.
Yeah, Coach Ferris took a timeout. Let's just keep it here because we got into this one a little late, and I think you're right. I think that timeout was not to make a tactical adjustment or anything. I think he's telling his guys, hey, when the whistle blows, you got to stop. We're going to play hard, but we're going to play hard to the whistle, not 5 seconds after the whistle.
Yeah, officials are meeting and talking. Coach Revis came over and had some words of advice for him as well. It'll be interesting to have seen what that conversation was like.
Yeah. Well, with the pushing and the shoving and the extracurriculars, we got a little sidetracked. Those two football plays for William Campbell didn't go anywhere, so credit the Altavista defense for a nice job to tighten them up. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 as the breeze starts to blow a little bit and the temperature starts to drop a little bit. It really does feel like football playoff weather now, and a game that could perhaps be a playoff preview. I mean, these two teams in the same region. We could see this matchup again, Oscar. 6:58 left to play in the 3rd quarter. William Campbell needs 10 yards. They got to get to the 33-yard line for first down. Snap it to Khalil Boyd. He's off right tackle. Nothing doing. Look at the Colonel's defense over there. Stout at the point of attack. They throw him back. That'll bring up a punting situation. Traquan Farmer in on the stop. Matt Aiken in on the stop. And also Aaron Close in there bottling him up.
But again, 6:40 clock continues to wind, Kyle, here in the 3rd quarter. So opportunities, again, are going to be limited by the Colonels. They've got to start taking advantage. Certainly, they moved the ball well the last drive, but they've got to get some points out of this. And a field goal, quite frankly, is not going to do it.
First time the Generals have punted this evening. It's the kicker, Daniel Jackson, back there. He scooped low to pick that punt up. Knee almost hit. Malback Fields kind of half-heartedly called a fair catch and then tried to run it. He'll get stopped on the 42-yard line. You got to be careful with that. If you call a fair catch and then run it, it's a delay of game penalty is what they call.
It certainly appeared to me that he threw his hand up. Yeah.
Maybe he was just...
there is a flag on the play.
Oh, no.
That may be exactly what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't, like I said, it was sort of half-heartedly. He didn't wave it a few times. He just sort of threw his right arm up.
No, they're calling.
Oh, they hit the kicker.
It's a personal foul.
Personal foul. The Colonels made contact with the punter. This is interesting.
Enough for a first down.
Yes, that is brutal. 15 yards. That's first down yardage for William Campbell. The William Campbell offense is going to stay on the field. I didn't see a whole lot of contact with the kicker, Daniel Jackson, the punter, rather. But the officials saw enough. William Campbell's offense has a fresh set of downs from their own 35-yard line. They'll scrimmage from the right hash mark. 6:05 left to play in the 3rd. Staten's going to take this one to the wide side of the field. That's the left. Colonels do a nice job running him down and spilling the play. Mateo Malback was there. Matt Aiken was there again. Traquan Farmer was there again. Boy, we've called Farmer and Aiken a lot tonight, Oscar.
We have. And again, when you've got Aiken at that linebacker position, he slides to corner some, but he's done a nice job. Traquan Farmer, known as a special team specialist, has played well tonight as well. He lines up an outside linebacker some.
Generals set to go, 2nd and 7. Clock rolls at 5:25 left to play in the Select Air 3rd quarter. Here's a direct snap to Staten. Staten makes a man miss. He makes another man miss. He's on his feet. He's across the 40, the 30. It's a foot race to the end zone. Diaz Escura gave chase, but he could not get him before Tyrell Staten hit pay dirt. 3rd time tonight. He's got 21 touchdowns on the season, and William Campbell has really just seized the momentum back and probably seized control of this football game. They lead 27-0. Extra point on the way. It's a 60-yard scoring strike from Tyrell Staten, the senior. Do it all back for William Campbell.
And he goes back. The Colonels had the ball at about the 50-yard line, but the roughing the kicker penalty kept the ball with William Campbell. That was critical.
Extra point is through the uprights and good. William Campbell, 28. Altavista, 0. Quick timeout. Colonels get the football back on 105.5 KD Country.
TCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this award-winning broadcast. TCM Industrial Maintenance and Construction Specialist providing welding, millwright, erection, and fabrication services to all forms of industry throughout the Mid-Atlantic region from offices in Altavista. TCM Industrial Services wishes Coach Sharness and the Altavista football team a safe and successful season. Go Colonels!
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonel's defense thought they had a stop and were going to get the football back on a punt. They roughed the punter, or enough contact anyway, to make the officials call it the 15-yard personal foul. That's enough for a William Campbell first down. And then 2 plays later, it's Tyrell Staten taking it to the house from deep, 62 yards, his 3rd rushing TD of the night. And Oscar, we said it before we went to break. We talked about it during the break. Let's talk about it again. Colonels are not out of it, but it's almost desperation time. Even in the 3rd quarter, they got to play pretty much perfect from here on out.
William Campbell with 4 possessions and 4 touchdowns. Colonels with 4 possessions and nothing.
Squibb kick again, bounces high. Farmer fields on the 28-yard line. He's got some room over here on the left sideline. He's across the 40 to the 45. Thrown down right in front of his own bench at the 48-yard line. Just barely still in Altavista territory, but a good return again from Traquan Farmer, who's put together really a great ball game on defense and then also the special teams as well. 5:04 left to play in the Select Air 3rd quarter. And remember, they're online at selectairmechanical.com. That's selectairmechanical.com. Spread formation, shotgun formation for the Colonels. They're on the left hash mark at their own 48-yard line. 2 receivers to each side. They'll put Mateo Malback in motion. Malback turns the corner, cuts it up around the right hash mark. Spin move. He's thrown down around the 38-yard line. Good job and hard running by Mateo Malback.
He was a step away from taking that to the house. I thought he was going to get away. Nice job by Mateo. Nice job by that offensive line. Staying with their blocks and allowing Mateo to pick his hole and get the ball, pick up about 12.
15-yard pickup on the wide receiver sweep. The jet sweep, we didn't see much of it last week. Colonels didn't think they could get outside a whole lot. Passing play here on first down. Adams throws, looking far sideline, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Josh McClure on the out route and just overthrew him a tad. 4:38 left to play in the Select Air 3rd quarter. It's a 28-0 Campbell lead.
Josh was making the break out of his route and got a little bit tangled with the receiver. Good coverage downfield by William Campbell.
Colonel's looking over to the sideline to get this 2nd down play in. Altavista moving left to right from our perspective here at the press box in Naruna. Colonels in the road, white jerseys, black helmet. Most everybody's got orange and black socks. They'll put Jamilion Jones in motion. They fake it to him. Adams keeps it, sidesteps the first would-be tackler, spun around and thrown to the turf around the 34-yard line. So it's a 5 or 6 yard gain on 2nd down. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Colonels.
And certainly the Colonels they're in 4 down every possession now.
Yeah, probably from here on out. You're right. I mean, I suppose you could line up in a punt formation and fake the punt, but I think you're right. I think you need all 4 downs every time. 3rd down here, though. They fake the handoff. Adams is going to try and keep it himself, and he's going backwards. Flushed back to the 42-yard line. 3 Generals converge on him. It was Christopher Copeland. It was Mike Walker. And it was Omar Terry in the backfield, all converging on Jake there. This will bring up 4th and 11. I see some personnel coming out. Maybe the Colonels are going to punt this one away, Oscar.
Well, Jake Adams is the up back.
Yep. Yeah, it's not a field goal try.
If you get the hard count, then
true. Maybe then it makes it 4th and 7. Maybe you can go for it. You're right. 4th and 12 right now as it stands. Walker Allen is back on his own 46-yard line, waiting to receive the punt. He will kick it away. High booming, looking for the left-hand corner. It bounces on the 17-yard line. It takes an abrupt stop. One General player almost picked it up and returned it. Chancellor Mormon picks it up and downs it, hands it to the referee. Generals are going to take over on their own 19-yard line. Late flag comes out, Oscar. Very odd. Very odd. Going to get a sideline warning, I believe, on William Campbell.
Yeah, 3:09 remaining here, Kyle, in the third quarter. Colonel's trailing 28-0.
Third quarter again brought to you by Select Air Mechanical and Electrical. Donnie and the gang can handle any home problem, including ACs, heat pumps, electrical problems, plumbing problems, and more. SelectAirMechanical.com is the website. It's unsportsmanlike conduct against the Generals. I thought it was a sideline warning. I think it may have been more than just a warning. It'll back them up 15 yards, so they'll start this one inside their own 10-yard line in the shadow of their own goalpost. Unbalanced line to the right for the Generals. They've run this same formation, Oscar. It's basically two tight ends that are both on the right side, a wing back also on that right side, the up back that calls the snap count, and then the two split backs that receive the snap. And they had that one play where they split a man out wide. For the most part, it's always been in tight. Yeah, this is a long delay here.
I don't know what the discussion's about. Maybe a time-related issue.
Yeah, I don't see anybody signaling up here to the press box. Yeah, it was a long delay. We're finally ready for some more football. Here we go. It's Staten and Boyd in the backfield. Staten's going to try to the left side. That's the wide side. Look at Traquan Farmer run him down from the backside again. I really love the football game that Traquan Farmer is putting together. It's a couple-yard gain there, but Traquan did a nice job to limit it to just a couple.
Yeah, he really did. That was a student body left, and Terrell Staten was behind him. He's still a nice little pickup of about 4 on that play for the William Campbell Generals.
This ball's resting on the 12-yard line now of William Campbell. Colonel's defense communicating, ready, set to go here on 2nd and 6. Khalil Boyd and Tyrell Staten set to receive the snap. Here's the buck sweep play. They toss it out to the right to Khalil Boyd. Boyd avoids the first tackler, can't avoid the second and third, though. Gains 1.5 or 2. It's going to bring up another third down situation. Big play here for the Colonel's defense. They get a stop and force a punt.
Colonels did a nice job on that first series that William Campbell had, actually stopping them before the roughing the punter penalty. Allowed Staten the opportunity to gallop 60 yards to the end zone.
Gallop is a great way to describe it. You've had some good, not even one-liners, just one-worders. You used sturdy to describe Staten before. That's perfect. Colonel showing blitz here on 3rd and 3. William Campbell might be changing the play. Up back still barking at the snap count. They're going to snap it to Staten. He's going left again. Oh, Colonel's had him wrapped up in the jersey, and he ran out of the jersey tackle. Forces his way forward for a first down. And that's, again, speaks to the nature of his running style. Jersey tackles normally don't work. He just runs right out of those.
Matt Aiken was dead, had a beat on him, read that play perfectly, shot the gap, got a hold of Staten up at the shoulder pads, but 9 times out of 10 that works, but against Staten it's just never going to work. He's just too strong. He sheds runners.
He does. Even when you hit him in the thighs or in his center of gravity, he seems to shed you off. You got to have multiple tacklers. Inside reverse play. Give it to Dawson. Dawson nearly lost the football as he was going down. As junior, number 8, Daniel Dawson, that wing back. He's really the third man in the mix and the third guy that gets third on the list of carries, but still dangerous too.
Boy, it's early. Although it's 51-50, 49 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Staten the best running back we've seen this year?
We've seen some good ones. Let me think on that for just a second. Yes, I thought about it. He is. He is. No disrespect to those other guys, but he is. Hard running. It's Staten again, right up the gut. Close to the first down marker. They may bring this one out and measure again, or maybe they'll just eyeball it. It would bring up third down if he is short. He is about a full yard short, Oscar. 20 seconds left to play in the third quarter. I don't think William Campbell has to snap this ball if they don't want to.
And they shouldn't.
Oh, they shouldn't. When you got a 28-0 lead, why give Altavista more time for a potential comeback? Yep, they're just standing over there looking at Coach Jay Ferris, and he's not really giving any signals. That'll do it for 3 quarters of play here from William Campbell. Generals lead 28-0. They'll have a 3rd down to start the 4th quarter when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Virginia are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Brought to you by English Construction Company, with offices in Lynchburg.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
William Campbell, 28, Altavista, 0. Colonel's on the verge of getting shut out 2 weeks in a row, Oscar. Wouldn't that be shocking?
It really would. It's, early in the year through 5 games, they were averaging 34 points a game, and to have it turn around and get shut out last week, really against the Appomattox with that defense, maybe not so surprising, but certainly tonight against this William Campbell defense, it's a little bit shocking to me that the Colonels haven't been able to scratch yet.
And we've talked about it. This William Campbell defense, I'm not going to say that they're bad or anything, but they have given up some numbers. They gave up 35 to Lunenburg in the first week, 55 to Buckingham in the second week. They've given up 51 and 40 in some losses this year too, but we'll say they're looking pretty good tonight. William Campbell's offense looking good as well. Staten trying to turn the corner to the right, and he can't. That's Andre Diaz-Escura with a solo tackle, and a very rare solo tackle on Tyrell Staten.
Classic technique. Got him, contained him, slid down, wrapped him up around the ankles.
4th down. He's short. Well, they're going to measure again. I like this crew. We haven't seen 4 measurements all year, Oscar, and they've measured 4 times in one game. And if you're sort of a novice football fan, the chain gang has 2 sticks with a chain attached to each one of them that stretches out for 10 yards. They set that every time a team gets a fresh set of downs, and when it's close to being a 1st down, they'll bring the chains out on the field and measure that way with the chains. It is enough for the necessary 1st down yardage. So it'll be 1st and 10 for William Campbell. 11:40 left to play in the football game. General fan has stuck around here on homecoming. Now some of them starting to file out as the band files by. Colonels load up the line of scrimmage. Unbalanced right formation for William Campbell. Looked like they might have changed the play at the line of scrimmage again. They're taking some time. They'll snap it to Staten. Staten lost the football momentarily, and I think that prevented him from getting his usual full head of steam. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage, although they give him a yard on progress.
Yeah, the Colonels, again, they've done a better job here in the second half, but you spot a team 21 points. This William Campbell team, you spotted them 21 points, and it's just so hard to come from behind.
Yeah, Colonels have played really well in second halves this year. You and I both remarked that last week was about the only time we could think of where they got outplayed in the second half. Inside reverse play, they're going to give it to Dawson. Dawson is flying around the left side, but a solo tackle from Mateo Malback stops him in his tracks at the 40-yard line and saves at least a 1st down, Oscar, possibly more than that, possibly a touchdown.
Yeah, it was certainly more than that. Great job by Mateo, open field tackle.
We'll call it 3rd and 2.5 for William Campbell. Colonels could desperately use a stop here if they're entertaining serious notions of coming back in this game. 10:18 left to play. Colonels trail by a full 4 touchdowns and 4 extra points. 28-0. They fake the reverse. Boyd keeps it. He's across the 40. Hit and spun down at the 42. And I think on that little spin move as he was hit, that's going to be enough for a 1st.
The official ran in at an odd angle, Kyle. When he placed it, it was a left foot. I think he's going to come up. I think he's going to come up short.
The more I look at it, the more I tend to agree with you.
The original mark, I think he was right, but the referee ran in a little bit diagonally and was running backwards. It was subtle. It wasn't big, and he thought he was running in on a straight line, but they're going to come up about, I think, 6 inches to a foot short, but that's just me.
It was a 4th down play here. If they are short, the Colonels are taking over in William Campbell territory. Let's stretch this 2 sticks with the chain in it again. They put it down. Nope. He's got the first down. I'm with you, though. It looked fairly short.
What do I know?
Well, what do we know, right? Bob Alvis, our colleague, statistician, all-around good guy and friend, has pointed out to me, Oscar, an interesting stat here. It's been 128 games since the Altavista Colonels have been shut out back-to-back times. Tyrell Staten not thinking about that right now as he plunges into the middle of that defensive line. It's a pickup of 1 or 2. Big mass of bodies again. Stephen Farmer in there and Josh McClure in there. Look to be the first couple guys getting off the pile. 9:28 left to play in the Select Air first quarter. 138 games.
Wow. Boy, you got a house divided situation going on.
Oh, yes. We that's right. We talked about, hang on, next play. Yep. Next play. 2nd and 9 coming up. Some diehard Colonel fans and some diehard General fans listening. They snap this to Staten. Staten tries to jump over a man. Halfway successful. He's hit hard and brought down by number 72. And the house divided that Oscar was talking about is our own KD Country colleague, Lori Johnson, and her husband, Tracy. Tracy's a William Campbell guy.
That's right.
Lori is an Altavista girl. You can see where problems might arise in situations like these. Holding on the Altavista Colonels. Yeah, Lori mentioned that Tracy wanted to go to the game, but she was worried she'd have to sit on the William Campbell side. So she said, well, why don't we just listen to the game? You know, then we can hear the guys and, you know, all the hard work that we've put in. And definitely Lori does put in a lot of hard work for these games, particularly before the season, finding our sponsorship and those sorts of things. And it's a total team effort for sure. Sweet play going to the left here, and it's run down by the Altavista Colonels. Nice job by the Colonels defense to fly to that football. It's the big cat, Dante Poindexter, on the stop.
8:30 remaining here in the ball game. Colonels trailing 28-0. That's going to bring up 3rd and 20.
Generals might be in a rare passing situation. They've attempted one pass. They were going to attempt that other one, Oscar, but a penalty blew the play dead.
Knowing Coach Ferris and the way this team has moved the ball, I'll be willing to bet they don't put the ball in the air here. They keep it on the ground, burn the additional clock, and punt.
Not in disagreement with you. No point throwing that football up there and giving guys like Mateo Malback, Walker Allen, and Nelson Dews a chance to pick it off. They'll go straight up the gut with Tyrell Staten, and he's got a bunch. He's got the first down and more. He's across the 40, angling his way to the right sideline. Headed to the pylon, Nelson Dews finally ran him down, draped 2 hands on the back of his shoulder pads, and brought him to the deck inside the 5.
And another reason not to throw the ball.
Yes, exactly another reason not to throw it. A 55-yard pickup for Tyrell Staten. He is well over 200.
Well over 200.
Took the words right out of your mouth.
He's ripped off the 60, now 55. Boy, what a run.
Wow. Colonel's defense is sitting in a 3rd and 17 situation, something normally a defensive coordinator feels pretty comfortable about.
And Coach
not
Revis,
tonight and not with this personnel.
And look at Coach Revis. He's out on the field, hands on his hips. He's befuddled, I think.
Staten comes out for a much-needed breather. In the football game is number 2. Touchdown, Joshua Rosser. We've seen Rosser mix it up and get in some carries, and now he mixes it up and gets the 5th touchdown of the evening for the William Campbell Generals. 34-0. Extra point on the way, all set up by another long Tyrell Staten run. It's impressive. I mean, we're obviously somewhat partial to the Altavista Colonels because we follow them, Oscar. We try to stay as impartial as possible, but it's human nature to root for the team that you follow. But it's also human nature when you see a great back like Staten to just kind of be in awe and root for him. Extra point never gets to the kicking block, and the Colonels throw the kicker down, who somehow ended up with the football. That was Daniel Jackson. He gets slammed to the turf. Extra point, no good. It's a 35-0 William Campbell lead. Quick timeout with 7:39 left to play in the football game on 105.5 KD Country.
Good food, low prices, and great service keep customers coming back for more day after day at El Cazador Mexican Restaurant in Altavista. El Cazador is now open all afternoon, so you can come by anytime, any day, 11 a.m. till 10 p.m. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, a great place to unwind and relax with friends. Open 7 days a week, Main Street, Altavista. El Cazador thanks you for your business.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Tip your cap to the William Campbell Generals. They've run out a 34-0 lead over the Altavista Colonels, Oscar. We've still got just over 7.5 left to play in the Select Air fourth quarter, but at this point, it's pretty academic. Maybe some question as to what the final score might be, but probably no question as the outcome now.
No, and you look out across the field into the parking lot, and you see a trail of taillights as people are leaving here in droves.
Subway post-game show is still going to be worthwhile and still going to be necessary for you to stick around. We'll have the Radio Shack players of the game. We'll touch on some scores from around the area. We'll recap this one, and we'll talk about some ways maybe the Colonels can regroup next week against Gretna, another rival in town. And for the Colonels, it's going to be kind of like homecoming part 2, because the first homecoming we had the rain, Oscar, so they're going to do a lot of those festivities next week against Gretna. Here comes the kickoff, line drive, squib kick, fielded by Traquan Farmer again at the 25. Farmer breaking to the far sideline. He's across the 35, the 40, cuts it back inside. Now he's going to reverse his field. Traquan Farmer might have something here. He's going to go all the way back to the 40. He's covered a lot of ground. He's across the 50, the 45 on the other side.
Down by Dawson.
Thrown
one
down.
hand.
Traquan Farmer, let's see, Oscar. He fielded on the Colonels 25. He took it to the left and got to the 45, cut it back to the 40, raced all the way across the field to the right hash mark, then turned it up around the 50, then cut it back again at the 45. I'm trying to, in my head, figure out how many yards he ran.
102-yard return, net of about 35.
You know, you might be exaggerating about 102, but you might actually be right. He logged a lot of miles on that trip. Traquan Farmer's had a great game. Another timeout for the William Campbell Generals. Interesting place to take it, but we'll take it with them. They lead 34-0. 7:22 left to play in the fourth quarter on 105.5 KD Country.
No one knows trucks like we know trucks. Come see us and you'll agree. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC. Come on in. Bring the family. See your friends at Highview Motors, GMC. From small to tall, we've got it all. Highview Motors, GMC.
Now back to the action with Colonel Sports on 105.5 KD Country.
The Altavista Colonels offense will take over with 7:22 left to play in the Select Air fourth quarter. It's been a lot of times tonight, Oscar, the Tyrell Staten show. 3 rushing touchdowns, well over 200 yards. Electric playmaking ability. He's done it on defense and on special teams. And we'll just have fun in general. Hang out. Enjoy it. Let us know you're listening on Facebook. We'll send you a shout out. Quick kick formation. They lined up in their regular offense, and then they snapped it back to Staten, and he punted it away. It'll land on the 23-yard line and take a bit of a Colonel bounce and come to rest on the 15. It actually was not Staten. It was Andre Reed on that quick kick punt. And that quick kick, you know, you line up in your normal offense, and then one of your backs just drops back from 5 yards to about 9 yards. You snap it to him, and you kick it away. It's a nice little weapon to have. We've seen William Campbell use that in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and watching that play at the end, Dante Poindexter limped off the field. So it is, from a physicality and a physical perspective tonight, it has not been a good night for the Colonels, with Montague, who I don't think has returned to the game. Nelson Dews, who's got banged up, he's out of the game now. Now Dante Poindexter hurt.
Adams wants to throw on first down. Looking far sideline, throws it up high, caught over the head by Walker Allen. Allen spun around a couple times and thrown out of bounds near the first down marker. I think he's about a yard short.
You wonder on that little 10-yard out pattern that, boy, he threw it from this near hash mark over to the far sideline, and that's a dangerous pass to throw. But, boy, Jake's arm is so strong.
It is. It stays in the air a long time. But the arm is strong. He's got real zip on it. He's going to run it this time and use the feet. Off the right side, turns it up the right sideline. He's got some room. He's across the 40, now to the 50, now to the other 45, and finally dropped down and out of bounds at the other 40. Colonel's into general field territory again from the legs of Jacob Adams. We talked about the arm. He scored one rushing touchdown. Now he shows us why he's a dangerous dual-threat quarterback. He had 436 yards coming into the ball game on the ground, Oscar.
So if you're a baseball coach, is he a good base stealer?
I would think he's going to be pretty good out there on the base paths. Now, obviously, there's some techniques and some instincts, but you can't coach speed in any sport. I say that, but that's why they have track and field coaches, so you can coach speed. The scoreboard has cut off here at William Campbell.
That may be a good thing.
What do you think? There was like a minute left. Does that sound right? 1 minute left, Oscar, maybe in the football game. We know the score, 34-7. We may want to start writing this stuff down, though, in case the clock doesn't come back on. There it is. I was right a little bit. I was off by 5 seconds. There's 55 seconds left to play in this football game. Colonels have a new set of downs. Christian Gilbert will share the backfield with the sophomore Jake Adams. Adams has got his heels on the 45-yard line. Colonels will snap it from the 40-yard line. Passing play again. Adams, soft roll out to the left. Now he's chased out to his right. Turning back to the far sideline. Throws it away. No, he doesn't throw it away. He finds Walker Allen. Allen leans over the sideline, keeps the toes in bounds, and he's got a 9-yard pickup there on the catch. They called it incomplete?
Yeah, they're calling that incomplete.
Makes me feel stupid when that happens.
Oh, that shouldn't make you feel stupid.
Well, sometimes I wait for a while for the signal from the official, and they don't signal. They just yell out, no, he didn't catch it. He was out of bounds. But that doesn't do us much good from up here. You know it, Oscar?
No.
You've been burned by that before, right?
Absolutely.
Passing play again. Adams all kinds of time. Now he's flushed out. Strong throw to Walker Allen. Did Walker Allen catch this one? No. Now they say this one will hit the deck. Walker cannot believe it. That's 2 times in a row. He feels like maybe he was robbed of 2 very nice catches. He thought he scooped that one off the turf.
Yeah, and I would agree with him on that one from this point of view. It's purely academic, but you put forth that kind of effort, and you want to reap the benefits of making that play.
That's right. And on the one hand, you do still love to see these guys playing hard. From both squads, really. Adams looks like he's a little shaken up. He might have taken a shot as he was letting that football go.
The last 2 plays on those passes to Walker Allen, he's taking shots.
Bunch formation to the left for the Altavista Colonels. That's the wide side of the field on 3rd down. Adam is going to roll that way. Jacob Adams steps up in the pocket, throws one tackler aside. Now he's getting chased out all over the place. He'll get dragged down at the 50-yard line. It was 2 main culprits back there in the backfield. It was number 8, Daniel Dawson, and number 44, Joshua Jennings. They both had multiple shots at Jacob Adams. He avoided them both several times, but finally it was just too much for him. Colonels will take a timeout. Let's take the timeout with them, Oscar. 22 seconds left in the football game. 34-7. Generals lead on 105.5 KD Country.
Apple Auto Glass is your windshield repair and replacement center in Lynchburg. You get a free car wash with all windshields replaced in the shop. Apple Auto Glass wants the fans to enjoy the boys of fall this high school football season.
When I feel that chill, smell that fresh cut grass, I'm back in my helmet, cleats, and shoulder pad. Kings of the school, man, where the boys of fall.
Apple Auto Glass salutes the boys of fall.
Here's more award-winning high school sports with Kyle and Oscar on 105.5 KD Country.
Oh, yeah, nice. I like it. Our engineer, Eleanor Hoehne, mixing it up a little bit with the music. Adams wants to pass. 20 seconds left in the ball game. We're on 4th down here. Adams steps up. He's avoided the rush. He's across the line of scrimmage. He'll have to run it now. Chased out of bounds around the 35-yard line. He was about 5 yards short of the yard to gain for the Altavista Colonels. So William Campbell's going to take over with 10 seconds left in the play in the ball game, Oscar. 34-7. The Generals are on top.
And I'm sure they'll go into victory formation and just take a knee, and it'll all be over.
They led 21-0 at halftime. And like I said, Subway postgame show would still love to have you listening to it. Some witty banner, enlightening and insightful commentary. I sort of combine those words, enlightening and insightful. Scores, Radio Shack player of the game, and so much more. Please come back and join us. There's the kneel down. That's going to do it. William Campbell has got a big win. First time they've beaten the Colonels since 2011. They're victors tonight, 34-7 on a homecoming Friday in Naruna. Subway postgame show on the way when you come back to 105.5 KD Country.
Bank with the local team. Bank of the James on Main Street in Altavista. Stop by our office today to talk with Bobby Walker and his team of local bankers to learn about local banking with Bank of the James. We offer a full line of personal and business banking products and services, including online banking and bill pay, personal and commercial loans and lines of credit, and mortgage loans. Bank with the local team. Bank of the James. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This broadcast is brought to you by the members of the KD Country Sports Club.
Chef's Drive-In, where the shake machine is shaking and dozens of flavors to choose from.
One Stop Mart, where the gas is cheap, the beverages are cold, and the chicken is kicking.
El Cerrito Altavista. Throw on a sombrero, shake your maracas, it's El Cerrito time.
Altavista Medical and Oncology Massage Therapy. Broad Street can help relieve your pain.
Vista Foods, Altavista, your hometown grocery with the freshest produce and best meats.
McDonald's in Altavista, committed to the community and bringing the world's favorite food.
Steve Farmer Auto Sales, Main Street, Altavista, best deals on wheels.
Colonels football is brought to you by the Sports Club on KD Country.
Installing Atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted Atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29, Altavista.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
Life is full of opportunities to show someone we love them. One such opportunity is the funeral or memorial service. Finch and Finch helps you celebrate the relationships they shared and honors the memory of your loved one.
Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service. A family serving families since 1905.
More live high school sports action on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway postgame show has arrived here from the wonderful press box at William Campbell High School. Generals win 34-7. If you joined us late or you're just flipping around, it's pretty much complete dominance from William Campbell, Oscar. And even last week against Appomattox, I don't think the Colonels really got dominated like this. Now, there was a stretch there in the third quarter where Appomattox put their foot on the gas.
Totally agree.
But this was all William Campbell pretty much all the time.
And really, when again, it all goes back to that first half, and really two possessions, that last possession with less than a minute left, you almost can't count that. And William Campbell just demoralizes you because they control the ball so well. When you look at common opponents, Central Lunenburg, I think it was 41-35, and then Lunenburg kind of handled Altavista by a couple of touchdowns, so it makes sense. The Colonels, again, I thought they played better in the second half, but, boy, there's just no answer for Terrell Staten. He's just, boy, he's a beast.
Yeah, Terrell Staten, 3 rushing touchdowns on the evening, well over 200 yards. And then he made tackles on defense. He made tackles on special teams. He probably taped ankles in the locker rooms before the game, sold popcorn at halftime, participated in the homecoming. He was Mr. Everything. Maybe we should start calling him Mr. Naruna. Maybe that'll be his nickname. Unfortunately, for football fans everywhere, myself and you included, he's a senior. We're not going to get to see him much more, but better late than never, I say. I mean, we knew Staten was good last year. Like I said, he ran for 1,600 yards, but to me, this was like a coming out party here tonight. Let's step aside for a timeout. Subway postgame show will come back. We'll wrap it all up with all the things and more that you know and love about the Subway postgame show. Glad you're having a good Friday night. Glad you're taking us along with you on a nice Friday night. Generals get the big victory in a rivalry game, 34-7 over Altavista. You heard every second of the action live on 105.5 KD Country.
Hello, this is Jerry Miley from 1433 Altavista Moose Center. Asking everybody to come on down and join us and see what the Moose is all about to help us support our Moose Heart, Moose Haven family. Anybody's welcome to come down and take a tour of our building and see what's going on. Come on down and we'll let you in and we can have some fun. We're looking forward.
Meet Jerry and the rest of the Altavista Moose family and become a member. The Altavista Moose Family Center on Lynch Mill Road.
Hey guys, this is Terrell Salmon at Best Bet Motor Sales. Stop wasting time running all over town to these car lots that advertise easy finance and easy credit. Come on by and see us here at Best Bet Motor Sales. We have guaranteed credit approval, low down payments, warranty on all vehicles, and vehicles more than affordable starting at only $59.95. You can check out our inventory at bestbetmotorsales.com. You can check out our weekly specials on Facebook. Or better yet, come on by and see us. Best Bet Motor Sales on 29 South.
Unfortunately, I have some bad news.
How bad is it, Doctor?
We've done all we can. Your heat pump's not gonna make it.
Oh, no.
Honey, it's going to be okay. We'll call Select Air Mechanical and Electrical, 332-2600. With over 60 years experience, they'll have us comfortable again in no time.
I recommend Select Air to all my patients. Call 332-2600 or visit selectairmechanical.com. They can handle all your home comfort needs, and they're an authorized trained dealer. It's hard to stop a train. Start your business on the winning drive with an Altavista revolving loan. It's an opportunity to score big for your company's future growth. Funds available up to $10,000. Loan rate 1% below prime. Huddle up with Altavista Economic Development Director Dennis Jarvis II at Altavista Town Hall. Make your move today. The Altavista Revolving Loan Fund encourages economic development and enhances community vitality. Some people have never tried food at a Mexican restaurant. So we asked Chad Shelton from Shelton's Plumbing and Heating about his experience.
I wasn't so sure what the green stuff was, but they slipped some on my plate one day, and now I won't have a meal without guacamole. Still can't spell it.
At El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, if you have questions, they give you the answers in English. Mexican and American foods, affordable prices, and fast service. Try it today. El Cazador, Main Street, Altavista.
Back to the press box for high school sports on 105.5 KD Country.
The Subway postgame show returns here from the press box in William Campbell High School. Gracious host to us always here. They always welcome us with open arms, or better than that, they just leave us alone. Let's have our run in the place, Oscar. That's pretty nice, too. Same way at Subway, great customer service all the time, every time, at all three locations. Main Street in Altavista, inside the Walmart on Clarion Road in Altavista, and, of course, inside Foster Fuels on Route 29. Flateza Friday for Oscar, myself, and our sound engineer, Eleanor Hoehne, but the options are truly limitless and endless up there at Subway, so go enjoy yourself, huh? Breakfast, too. Don't forget about that. They played a heck of a ball game in Gretna. Hawks lose 28-26 to the Dan River Wildcats. Gretna was driving and had a chance as time was winding down, but Dan River gets an interception as the clock is winding down on Gretna's last-ditch effort. Doesn't get in the end zone. We'll get you a few more scores. JF was doing their usual. They were up 50-20 over EC Glass. Amherst is battling back against Heritage. They're up 36 26. I'm scrolling and looking here. Brookville has fought back to regain the lead against Liberty. They're in the fourth quarter. It's 34-28. Brookville on top. Remember, Liberty was up at halftime.
Right. There's some good ball games tonight.
There has been some good ball games, and maybe we'll throw a few more out there as we roll on. Here's one for you. How about our buddies at Galax? 75-27 over Narrows
It'll be
tonight.
interesting to see how many Charles Harris ran for.
Yeah,
446 last week.
They're
or something.
incredible down there. If you don't think that their coach knows a thing or two about offensive line play after playing in the NFL, living proof down there. They have a different back every year running for crazy yards. One final time out here on the Subway post-game show. We bring it all back to put the bow on the box, as Bob Alvis would say. I'll get those birthday wishes for Bob as we go on here on the Subway post-game show, too. Colonel's a winner. Pardon me. General's a winner. Colonel's fall. It was William Campbell 34, Altavista 7. It was all on 105.5 KD Country.
It's a good show, man.
Man, that was awesome.
Loud crowd. House salad time.
I'll bring it on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're going to have to do the encore tonight, buddy.
No, they want to see your face.
They're chanting your name.
Not it, man. They're saying Brett.
Well, I'm taking this with me.
No. I'll hold it for you.
Seriously, don't touch my salad.
Time for my encore now, son.
The house salad. Grilled chicken atop mixed greens, cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, cheddar and jack cheeses, and fried onions. Served with Texas toast. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Zaxby's, Wards Ferry Road, Lynchburg.
The Village Barbershop, an old-school 1960s-style barbershop, offering classic and current cutting techniques for gentlemen and boys. No appointment necessary. Responsible pricing in a clean family environment. Village Barbershop, open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 6, Saturdays till noon. Stop by and see Danny Barber at Village Barbershop, serving Alta Vista and surrounding areas from 619 Broad Street. Give them a try.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Virginia high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too.
Brought to you by English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg.
Brother needs a pickup, sister wants a ride. Uncle needs a sports car to keep him satisfied. Mama, she wants comfort, luxury and style. And daddy, he just wants a deal that's gonna make him smile. Everybody's happy, you can hear them all say, we're glad we went to Fellers Chevrolet. Competition for all dealers in Central VA. A short drive will save you money. Fellers Chevrolet in Alta Vista.
TCM Industrial Services recognizes the importance of high school athletics by sponsoring this award-winning broadcast. TCM Industrial Maintenance and Construction Specialist providing welding, millwright, erection, and fabrication services to all forms of industry throughout the Mid-Atlantic region from offices in Alta Vista. TCM Industrial Services wishes Coach Sharness and the Alta Vista football team a safe and successful season. Go Colonels!
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage on 105.5 KD Country.
Subway post-game show rolls on here. Final segment from William Campbell High School. The Generals, the big victory tonight in the homecoming affair, the rivalry game. 34-7 over the Alta Vista Colonels. Wrap up the proceedings, and it was 3 touchdowns from Tyrell Staten, the superhuman senior for the William Campbell Generals. Khalil Boyd was in for 1 touchdown, and then Joshua Rosser, thank you, was the final touchdown for William Campbell. Jacob Adams got in on a 24-yard scoring run for the Alta Vista Colonels. Their only scoring of the night. It did keep them from having the back-to-back nights being shut out, Oscar. So there was some good to come from this game. Real quickly, your thoughts on next week. Another rivalry game against the Hawks, a Gretna team that gave Dan River a pretty good fight tonight, a Gretna team coached by Cole Simpson that is getting better and better, it seems like. How do the Colonels rebound? What do they need to do?
I certainly think that your sentiment is exactly right. A Gretna team, it is getting better and better. Started off hot, had a tough schedule, but then have started to play better. They certainly had an opportunity to win down when they were here. last week. It sounded like it was a close game with Dan River. The Colonels have got to find a way to right the ship. It's a difficult task when it gets going south like it is for the Colonels, and to go the better part of 2 ball games before you get a touchdown, and that the outcome was determined at that point as well. They've got to start playing mistake-free football, and tonight they just never had a chance.
Yeah, man, you're right. Just the ball control from William Campbell was so impressive. When Altavista did get there on offense, they never really got any kind of rhythm or any kind of flow going. William Campbell's defense is certainly to be credited for some of that. They stopped the Colonels in their tracks a whole lot. Couple more scores before we get to the Radio Shack player of the game. The Raiders on the move at 8-0, still undefeated. Wow. They knocked off Nelson 45-6. It was a tie ball game at last check, 34-34 between the other fantastic team in Campbell County, the Brookville Bees. They're tied with Liberty 34-34. They are heading to overtime, so we'll certainly keep an eye on that. But we've got to make our exit and make way for the music and everybody else that you know and love on KD Country. So with that, it's Radio Shack Player of the Game time. Radio Shack on Main Street in Altavista, your home for a lot of things. I'm a big fan of their White's Music Shop in there. You can get your guitar strings, your picks. They've got some very nice guitars, too. They've got some drum stuff. They got a little bit of everything in there. So if you're a musician, stop by. You don't have to make the trip to Danville or Lynchburg. Radio Shack Player of the Game time, Oscar, for William Campbell. It's pretty easy. It's the senior, the super senior, Tyrell State.
Yeah, we don't even have to debate that.
Nope.
No need for me to even say anything. It's Tyrell Staten who, on both sides of the ball, was a dominating force. A man playing with boys, whatever terminology you want to use, whatever cliche you want to use. What an athlete, what a football player.
Yeah, fun to watch, too. Fun to watch. I mean, like I said, we kind of, just because we see them a lot and we follow them, we do pull for the Colonels. We try not to make it too overt and too obvious, but we certainly are Colonel fans. But We're high school football fans, too. We're sports fans, too, above all. And you got to like what Tyrell Staten does with the football in his hands and without the football in his hands. That's the other thing. Even when he doesn't get the ball, he's a lead blocker, and he's out there just bullying people around, paving holes.
Punishing people.
It's fun to watch unless you're the defensive coordinator for the team playing against them. All right, player of the game for the Colonels. You and I were sort of leaning the same direction, and I'll go ahead and throw the name out there, and I think you can jump on and piggyback. Traquan Farmer, we called his name a lot. He prevented some Tyrell State touchdowns. Traquan Farmer did a nice job on defense tonight. He's probably one of the unsung heroes for this Colonel defense.
Yeah, I agree. Traquan was, we did call his name a lot tonight, certainly more than we have in any other game. In the past, it's been a lot of special teams, but he's continued to develop and improve every week. And tonight he showed that he's a good football player as well. So I'm in agreement with you as Traquan Farmer. One more footnote before we break away and talking about next week's game. Here at the end of the game, you had Jonathan Montague go out, didn't return. Nelson Dews went out and didn't return, and Dante Poindexter went out, all a little banged up. You got to wonder how serious are those injuries, and are they going to be at 100% when we play Gretna at home next week?
Very valid point by you. I mean, it's a game that's a physical game, and the Colonels, fortunately, most of this season and in years past, have done a nice job at avoiding injuries. Some of them due to their own ruggedness and physical play. They just tend to hit people harder, and some of it's just luck involved too. I mean, you can be as physical as you want to, and if you just get caught in a bad spot and get rolled up by a guy, there's nothing you can do about it. We'll see how the injuries impact the Colonels next week and going forward for the rest of the season. William Campbell solidifies their place in the playoff picture. Colonels' playoff picture maybe gets a little bit cloudier. Our players of the game and the roster starting lineup we can't do it without is Apple Auto Glass, mobile service with pickup and delivery, celebrating the boys of fall. Highview Motors, from small to tall, Highview has it all. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, a family serving families since 1905. Select Air Mechanical and Electrical, an authorized trained dealer, online at selectairmechanical.com. The Altavista Moose Family Center, bringing communities closer together and celebrating life. Zaxby's, daringly flavorful, absolutely craveable. Wards Ferry Road in Lynchburg. English is your complete home center, now featuring Carhartt clothing for men. First National Bank, focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. English Construction, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. Feller Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. PCM Industrial Services, serving the Mid-Atlantic region with quality maintenance and construction services. A-Town Bail Bonds, be good, but if you can't be good, call Chip 401-0253. The Village Barbershop, family-style barbershop offering current and classic cutting techniques for gentlemen and boys. That's an A+. Best Bet Motors, a respected name you can trust with quality vehicles, Route 29, just south of the airport. Bank of the James, we're making a difference in banking and in our community. Tyree Little's Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and comfortable in between. El Cazador, be sure to try their new menu, Main Street in Altavista. And the Altavista Office of Economic Development, helping Altavista grow. That'll do it for us, folks. We're having so much fun. We're about to break things. We'll keep it all together, and we'll talk to you again next week. Home game again for the Altavista Colonels. The Gretna Hawks are in town. Back-to-back rivalry games for Altavista. Hope that you will join us for the Subway pregame show starting at 6:30 on 105.5 KD Country.